IB, lighting up Rice University in Houston for over 100 years. Carbach Brewing Company. Carbach, it's crafted for serious fun. Little Woodrose. Little Woodrose is your local Texas watering hole. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
The Rice Owls have come in and stunned the 15th ranked Marshall Thundering Herd.
This is the Houston Methodist Hospital pregame show. Now, here's the voice of the Owls, J.P. Heath.
I'll quote Dunleavy family head football coach Mike Bloomgren, 72 degrees and overcast with that roof above us. Perfect conditions indoors here at Nate. I don't mind saying it, are my favorite road vantage point and probably my favorite venue when we go away from South Main. It's the Alamo Dome with Nate Griffin. I'm J.P. Heath. We have Walter Donaldson of High Engineering and Jason Metco down on the sideline. And we have Ryan Stone back in the Little Woodrose studios. Nate, refreshed after the bye week, but the Owls have some business to take care of with the most meat of the schedule ahead of them. And it's not easy with the undefeated UTSA Roadrunners here this afternoon.
There's so much to unpack here, JP. You're talking about the second best offense in terms of points in Conference USA, and this is the team that can really get the scores on the board. You're looking at a quarterback in Frank Harris, and the guy is slippery when wet runner. He's that kind of a guy. But the most important thing is that they're 6-0. They do a lot of things well. They can throw the ball. They can run the football with Sincere McCormick. They use a complement of players. They use all of their tight ends. They use McCormick. They also use Windham Brady a lot in the backfield. And they've got some really good receivers. Joshua Cephas, where's he from? Decaney High School in Houston.
I know that.
Who's he the brother of?
Yeah,
Aaron Cephas. Jakari Franklin, they love him. He's one of their big targets. So they got a lot of guys they go to. Frank Harris is tremendous. A left-handed quarterback. You'll watch him look left. That's going to be his first look. And then after that, he's going to start looking right. But they do a lot of things well, and they're going to provide a lot of good pass protection for him as well.
August Pete back for the Rice Owls. We'll have more of, there is an update on the Owls injury front coming up later on our Houston Methodist Hospital pregame show. But having Pete and Constantine, to me, that is such a key because we haven't seen them in regulation action. And August, just the little bit we saw him, he had 4 impactful catches that season opener at Arkansas, and I think his absence, not to his fault, of course, it made a difference for the Owls wanting to do a lot of those West Coast things with Marcus Tuiasosopo.
And they'll be able to do those things today with August Pete in the lineup. I think we've always known that he's had a lot of talent, but the thing that we did know is that he had as much talent as he did until we saw him against Arkansas. He's an excellent route runner. He's going to be playing with a brace on his arm today. I actually asked him, was he going to play with that brace on the arm that he was warming up with, and he's going to be doing that to protect that arm. But this guy is a leaper. He's very fast. He's an excellent route runner. And the one thing that I learned in talking with the defensive coaches for Rice, they say they're not afraid of the secondary. The secondary does not do anything to scare them. What they are afraid of is that front seven. So Jake Constantine is going to have a little bit of a battle in being able to, first of all, understand the coverages and then take advantage with a guy like August Pete.
A lot to get to coming up on our Houston Methodist Hospital pregame. We'll check down on the nice, cozy, confined sidelines underneath in just a bit here at the Alamo Dome. And then Ryan will have an update across the nation. And Nate has a pregame chat with the, might as well be the mayor of San Antonio, Elijah Garcia. He's our pregame player chat. Stay tuned. It's Rice and UTSA here. Houston Methodist Hospital pregame continues. This is Rice football from Learfield.
Rice fans, need a place to stay while watching your Owls play ball? Located just steps from campus is the Hilton Houston Medical Center. Visit us today at houstonplaza.hilton.com or call 713-313-4000 to get that special Rice discount. Again, that's houstonplaza.hilton.com or call 713-313-4000 to get that special Rice discount now. You know who makes the world's greatest hamburgers? You do. Only Fuddruckers allows you to completely customize your burger with endless ways to create your crave. You'll always have gourmet perfection in your hands. You might even earn a PhD in burger building while doing it. Visit Fuddruckers today.
Every time you come to Fuddruckers, you have the power to create your crave. We like to call it CYC. CYC means you select your bun, the size of your burger, and the burger is cooked your way. And don't forget about our abundant variety of delicious toppings. CYC, only at Fuddruckers.
Hey, it's JP here to tell you that, yes, there's more Rice Owls content out there for you to consume. Subscribe and download the official podcast of Rice Athletics, Rice Owls Insider. Rice Owls Insider provides a unique new look at a variety of head coaches, players, and other integral voices inside the Rice Athletics department. Plus, you can find archived coaches shows as well. For the best in Rice Owls content, subscribe to Rice Owls Insider, the official podcast of Rice Athletics. Available on Apple, Stitcher, and Spotify.
Woo! Got my nachos, got my big TV, and my favorite chair. It's game time. But you know, the only thing that would make it a little better is if I could listen to my local broadcasters while watching the game.
Oh, hello. You must have wished for your game to be synced with TV and radio.
I sure did.
Do you have a DVR?
You bet.
Do you have a streaming device?
Yeah.
Blammo! Your game is now synced. It's that easy.
Oh, boy.
To see if you can get synced, head to syncmygame.com for Learfield.
Syncmygame.com?
Syncmygame.com.
Jason Metco down on the Rice Owls sideline. It's a joke over the years, Jason. I know this is your third game, hopefully of many in your tenure, but we always make the weather jokes up here because it's always nice and cozy for us. But a sideline guy's dream here, at least we don't get many of these indoor games at this level. But how's it look for you down there?
Calm, cool, and collected. Not just the broadcasting, but also this team in white and blue here. You know, we were talking earlier in the pregame. You heard Nate mention the fact that UTSA is so good on offense, second best in Conference USA. Well, Rice's defense last 2 weeks ago against Southern Miss was pretty doggone good, too. 5 sacks, 9 total tackles for loss against Southern Miss. That's the most for the Owls under defensive coordinator Brian Smith, and the most sacks they've had since 5 against FIU back in 2017. So maybe, just maybe, this defense can step up to a pretty tall task trying to stop this Roadrunner offense here today, guys.
Yeah, and they're good. Thank you, Jason. They're going to have to do that, Nate. You talked to Elijah Garcia during the week, and out of that Southern Miss game, 4 of their top 5 leading tacklers were on the defensive line, and he credits a lot of the coaching for that. But they've got some guys in there. They're having a tough task with Sincere McCormick and company.
Oh, no question about it. And the one thing in talking with the Rice coaches earlier, he said that, look, because they like to throw the ball around and the protection that he gets, and that's quarterback Harris, the secondary is really going to have to be good today, but a lot of it's going to depend on the guys who are in the front. And Elijah Garcia is one of those guys. He's also from San Antonio. And, of course, there's no reason not to talk with the big guy.
Man, it feels great, man. It's just like anytime I get to go back home, whether it's just for a game or just see my family, like it's where I grew up. So, you know, it's where I'm, I guess, more comfortable at and most comfortable at, and just I'm excited to go back home, play in front of friends and family. It's going to be special.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the day is special for you. I want to ask you about this Rice football team, this defense. Obviously, the pieces coming back together, but you're facing a really, really good offense. They are 6-0.
I mean, they're a good offense. You know, we've been watching it all on tape. You know, they played some good games, some dog fights they were in. So, you know, as a defense, we just got out physical up front, and you know, stop the run, and then everything else should take care of itself.
Is this defense about where it should be right at this point in the season?
Yeah, I would say so. Like I mean, it was a little bit of a struggle in the beginning of the year, but I feel like guys are, you know, we're meshing together again, and we're flying around. You know, and it's good to see. And I'm just so happy to be a part of it. You know, one more year, man, and it's special. And when we go down to San Antonio, it's going to be a physical game, and it's going to be a dogfight. But me and the boys are ready, man.
What did you guys do during the off week?
Man, I was just recovering my legs. It was midterm week, so I was just studying all weekend and getting ready for my midterms and stuff. But it was good, relaxed, watching football. Of course, watching the games on Saturday, and I was like, man, I wish I could be playing today. But it was nice just getting my legs back underneath me. And I know a lot of guys on the team felt that way. Guys are coming back who were injured are coming back this week, so I'm excited to see those guys play around too.
Elijah, I need you to loosen up a little bit and tell me about team bonding. I know you guys watch football games. That's what you do because you're a football player. But what else did you do to team bond a little bit?
I mean, sometimes, man, whenever we do football, so it was just completely set up by us, and it's a tradition that I think is really important. It builds a lot of camaraderie, and I think those extracurricular activities outside of football that the guys set up on their own, I think that's the most special.
What's your favorite meal? What do you like to eat when you go home, when you're around your family?
Oh, man.
Give it up.
Some barbacoa tacos, man. Just some tacos, or go to like a mom and pop Mexican restaurant, get some enchiladas, something like that. Just some good Mexican food, man. Some sopapilla, stuff like that. That's my favorite.
The Rice Owls and the UTSA Roadrunners. I know more now about Elijah, those cilantro tacos, and we had some pretty good tacos here pregame in the press box. But you're gonna miss that Elijah. He's got at least 7 more games and won an ambassador and playing in his hometown today.
The improvement from last year to this season completely a 180, and I think he is going to be a big key today. No question about that, JP.
Stay tuned. We'll have Ryan back in the Little Woodrow studio telling you about the rest of Conference USA in college football. Rice and UTSA, Houston Methodist Hospital pregame. This is Rice football from their field.
The lights, the sounds, the cameras, the electricity. If you can feel it, hear it, see it, chances are an IBEW electrician built it. The members of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 716 built the things that make Rice University and Houston great, and we want you to join us. Excellent training, fantastic benefits and retirement, and 0 student loan debt. Build a better career. To find out more, visit IBEW716.net.
What do you do when you need safe, reliable corporate transportation? You go Win. Win Transportation is one of the largest group transportation providers in Texas, a leader in charters, shuttles, and special events of all sizes. 5 people or 5,000. Win offers customizable team transportation with a wide range of motor coaches, minibuses, and vans. So, for safe, reliable corporate transportation, do like the Owls and go Win. Look at GoWin.com. GOWYNNE.com.
Everybody's got a burger. No matter what your burger, Fuddruckers has it. Each morning, we make the freshest buns for the world's greatest hamburger. Whatever craving combo you have, our buns have you covered. 100% all-American premium cut beef cooked to order. Add delicious toppings to pile high. Then head over to our build-your-own produce bar with fresh ingredients to create your crave. Our burger coasters are waiting for you at Fuddruckers.
Hey fans, this is Wayne Cook, co-host of College Sports Now. We're breaking down all the action from around the country every week with new episodes dropping 4 days a week during the football season. We'll look beyond the box score and keep our finger on the pulse of college football from September all the way to the national championship game in January. Listen all season long on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you'd love to get your podcasts. And be sure to follow along on Twitter at CS Now Tweets.
Time for a look at scores from around Conference USA and across the nation. Let's go inside the Little Woodrow Studios. Here's Ryan Stone.
Battle of teams looking to stay undefeated in conference play as Rice visits UTSA. Ryan Stone with you in the Little Woodrow Studios. Time for your Windham Houston Medical Center Hotel and Suites scoreboard update. Start out in Conference USA action. Games currently in progress. Western Kentucky on the road at Old Dominion. The Hilltoppers taking care of business, leading 30-3 early in the third quarter. Western Kentucky quarterback Bailey Zappi, 329 yards passing and 4 touchdowns already. Elsewhere, UAB on the road at Southern Miss. The Blazers blasting Southern Miss. They lead 34-0 midway through the third quarter. And from last night, Marshall blew out North Texas 49-21. Marshall quarterback Grant Wells threw for 323 yards and 2 touchdowns. Coming later tonight at 8, Louisiana Tech will visit UTEP. In top 25 action, number 25 Texas hosting 12th-ranked Oklahoma State earlier today. The Longhorns led 24-13 in the third quarter, but the Cowboys would respond.
Jalen Warren, 30 rushes for 181 yards. The Cowboys have rushed for 147 yards in the fourth quarter. Play clock down to 3. First and goal. Sanders takes a snap, keeps it, cuts back left inside the 5, and he goes into the end zone. Pistols firing. Touchdown, Oklahoma State. Spencer Sanders.
Dave Hunsaker from Learfield on the call. Oklahoma State scored the game's last 19 points to win 32-21. 28-24. Elsewhere in top 25 action, number 21 Texas A&M handles Missouri on the road 35-14. Number 20 Florida upset by LSU 49-42. Auburn knocks off 17th ranked Arkansas on the road 38-23. 10th ranked Michigan State survived a scare from Indiana 20-15. Number 3 Cincinnati blew out Central Florida 56-21. 3 ranked teams currently in progress. Number 19 BYU on the road at Baylor. The Bears lead 17-14 midway through the third quarter. In Big Ten country, number 2 Iowa might be in a little trouble. They trail Purdue 17-7 with 6:52 to go in the third quarter. And number 21 Georgia now a 2-score lead over 11th ranked Kentucky 21-7 with 11.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Step aside for another break. When we come back, we'll hear from head coach Mike Bloomgren as we continue to get you ready for kickoff between UTSA and Rice on the Owl Sports Network from Mayfield.
Shoppers is proud to be your local John Deere dealer. The history of John Deere tractors goes back over 100 years. When you think of John Deere, you think of words like iconic, legendary, industry leader. We at Shoppers are glad to be a part of that history. So if you're needing a John Deere tractor, gator, or lawnmower, you can find information by Googling Shoppers at SHOPPAS. We look forward to helping you write your own John Deere tractor story. Come see us at Shoppers. We're all things John Deere and proud supporter of Rice Owl Athletics.
The lights, the sounds, the cameras, the electricity. If you can feel it, hear it, see it, chances are an IBEW electrician built it. The members of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 716 built the things that make Rice University and Houston great, and we want you to join us. Excellent training, fantastic benefits and retirement, and 0 student loan debt. Build a better career. To find out more, visit IBEW716.net.
It's a new season. Get ready for more men's and women's college sports excellence. Trophies will be awarded in June to schools who take the top spot in the 2021-22 Learfield Directors Cup. The premier award recognizes one winning institution in all competitive divisions. Follow your favorite team's progress as seasonal standings are announced at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at directorscup.org. The crowning achievement in college athletics.
Hey everybody, this is Mike Golick, and I'm back to host the second season of the Fan Exam live trivia game every Monday and Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Test your college sports knowledge against fans from around the country for the chance to win cash and prizes, including an unforgettable New Year's Day experience at the Rose Bowl Stadium in Pasadena. It's free to play in the brand new Fan Exam app or at thefanexam.com. Get ready to ace the test. Join us for the Fan Exam Season 2 every Monday and Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Rice Owls and the UTSA Roadrunners looking at our Houston Methodist Hospital injury report. There's some key folks out on the UTSA side. On the Rice side, good news for a change. August Pete is back for the Owls, as Nate was reporting earlier. We always encourage you to check in with our pregame on the field report. August Pete playing with a brace, but great to have him back. And other than that, the UTSA Roadrunners starting middle linebacker Jamal Ligon is kind of a question mark. The sophomore from Tyler Legacy might play, but he might not. I guess that could be the case for all of us. On the Owls' defensive side, we got some bad news before the game that George Nyakwal is not going to play in this game. Prudy Calderon will start at free safety. We'll probably see some Gabe Taylor mixed in there too, but not the best of news going against Frank Harris, the reigning Conference USA Player of the Week.
I feel good with Prudy in there, though, because he's got game day experience, big game day experience also. But George Nyakwal, he covers from sideline to sideline. Prudy's going to have to do that today. He's good in space. He's really good in space, and I trust him. But today is going to be a big day. They're really going to have to cover and cover well without the help of the defensive line in a lot of cases.
And Trayshawn Chamberlain also is out. Looks like he will not play the rest of the season with an arm injury, but Kirk Lockhart starting in that Viper position that moves up Chike Anabogu. He will be in that rotation as well. Stay tuned. Coming up in a bit, we'll hear from Dunleavy Family head football coach Mike Bloomgren, and then we'll have these started this one, that UTSA band cranking it out there. Homecoming 2021 here in the Dome, the Alamo Dome, Rice and UTSA. This is Rice football from Learfield.
No one wants to fight the traffic to and from the stadium or arena. You don't have to when you go Win. Win Transportation. Enjoy the game, not fight the traffic. 5 people or 5,000. Win offers customizable group transportation with a wide range of motor coaches, minibuses, and vans, giving your trip an extra special touch. So when it's game time, remember, all you need is Win. Book at GoWin.com. GOWYNNE.com.
You know who makes the world's greatest hamburgers? You do. Only Fuddruckers allows you to completely customize your burger with endless ways to create your crave. You'll always have gourmet perfection in your hands. You might even earn a PhD in burger building while doing it. Visit Fuddruckers today.
Every time you come to Fuddruckers, you have the power to create your crave. We like to call it CYC. CYC means you select your bun, the size of your burger, and the burger is cooked your way. And don't forget about our abundant variety of delicious toppings. CYC, only at Fuddruckers.
And now it's Geico's Motorcycle Rules of the Road. Before you ride, make sure your mirrors are clean and adjusted properly. And if you're going on a group ride, make sure the lead biker knows where they're going.
Ed, quick question. Where are you taking us?
Oh, I have no idea. What, am I the leader? Because I was following that dude with the red helmet. Where is he?
And the rule to saving on motorcycle insurance is, in 15 minutes, Geico could save you 15% or more.
Hey, college football fans, I'm Mike Golick.
And I'm Kate Scott. This fall, we are bringing you a fresh new way to hear college football play-by-play. Golick and I teaming up for college football Saturday night, powered by Learfield.
It's a bold new way to listen to college football. Smart, fun, refreshing, food. I added that. A unique radio play-by-play experience, and I'm so looking forward to broadcasting live alongside Kate this fall.
College football Saturday night, powered by Learfield. Hope you'll join us.
Kickoff is moments away, which means it's time for a visit with Rice head football coach Mike Bloomgren. Brought to you by Carbach Brewing Company. Carbach, it's crafted for serious fun. Now, alongside the coach, here's JPP.
The Rice House and the UTSA Roadrunners from the Alamo City here in a nice 72 degrees. A little bit of coverage with that roof today, Coach. The bye week, how did it treat you, and how are you feeling going into this? I imagine a little more antsy coming off a bye week, or all that the same?
Yeah, really, just our process since Monday started was everything was the same, and that's exactly what we wanted it to be. Now, we certainly got 2 quality days of work last week and got some guys some rest, so excited about where we are and excited for this opportunity.
Great to have August Pete back. What's that do, and specifically the connection with Jake Constantine?
Yeah, it's awesome to have August back. I think there's so many things he can do from that position, from using his vertical leap to using his speed and just the savviness he has as being an outstanding college football player. So it's a big win for us to get him back in the lineup today.
1-2 in a row, going into the bye week obviously helped a lot. The feelings or being so process-oriented, did much of that change? But have you seen a difference with racking those 2 wins in a row?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think everything is about process, and we understand that we've got to treat victory and defeat as the imposters that they are. And I think our guys have done a great job of that for, 3 weeks now. So that's awesome. We know we're preparing for an outstanding opponent, but the emphasis is always going to be on us and what we need to do, and that's exactly where it is today.
Yeah, speaking of Jeff Traylor, 36 seniors combined with the 12 super seniors. How does that form the identity of their team? There's some old boys out there.
They are. It's kind of like playing BYU or Utah when those guys used to come off their mission and be 24 or 25 years old. And that is something that's making them good, but they're also playing really hard and really physical. And that's something we've got to do is we've got to take the fight to them today.
Told me during the week it all starts with McCormick. What's he do, and what kind of back is he?
Yeah, he's just a downhill runner that's so productive. He sees things well, and then he hits them hard. And so he's going to be a great challenge for our defense. And then in addition to him, there's 3 great receivers out there that we talked about this week, as well as Frank Harris. And Frank Harris being healthy and playing his best ball, it's just going to provide an outstanding challenge.
Yeah, speaking of, I didn't know, this is probably not the time to break down the nuance, but him being a left-hander, does that do anything different? Because 95% of the quarterbacks you face are right-handers.
Yeah, there's a couple things that we'll do different, certainly pressure-wise, and to let some of that stuff come at his back.
Who jumps out on their defense for them?
Really, they got a lot of guys that jump out. They got 9 seniors. 9 of 11 are super seniors, and that's an outstanding number. Their nose guard, as well as really all their nose guard number 1 is outstanding, but all of their down linemen are just so violent, and their outside backers really do a great job as well. So we're going to have to earn every freaking yard in the run game. And, I guess I'd be remiss if we're talking about their defense and we don't talk about Rashad Wisdom. He's a returning all-conference USA player. He's physical. He's everything you want at a safety position.
Finally, some keys. What do you got to do to win an inside game here today?
Yeah, start fast, stay focused, and finish strong. And that's exactly what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to come out the gates and play our style of football. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I told the team not to be surprised when we're tied up in the fourth quarter, because that's how a lot of their games have been. That's how a lot of our games have been. And then we've got to keep fighting until it says all zeros on the scoreboard.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Mike Bloomgren, Dunleavy Family Head Football Coach of our Rice House. Rice and UTSA opening kick next here from their field.
We interrupt your top 40 hits to issue this alert from the Karbach Brewing Company. In our efforts to brew our distinct and popular Hopadillo IPA, we have unwittingly created a monster with an insatiable thirst, a monster that will not stop until it gets what it wants, an ice-cold Hopadillo IPA, just like the one I'm holding in my hand. Bold, flavorful, dry-hopped, irresistible, sweet, berry. Hopadillo. Find it before it finds you. Bravely brewed in Texas by the Karbach Brewing Company.
Rice fans, need a place to stay while watching your Owls play ball? Located just steps from campus is the Hilton Houston Medical Center. Visit us today at houstonplaza.hilton.com or call 713-313-4000 to get that special Rice discount. Again, that's houstonplaza.hilton.com or call 713-313-4000 to get that special Rice discount now.
Big trip on the horizon? Before you depart, you've got to park. The Parking Spot is a simpler, easier way to navigate airport parking, and you can save when you book online. You're guaranteed a spot, and we even pick you up at your trunk in our yellow and black spotted shuttles and take you straight to the terminal. Parking and saving come full circle at the Parking Spot. The Parking Spot, proud sponsor of Rice University. Visit theparkingspot.com to reserve your spot today.
The biggest schools.
Grabs in traffic, comes down with it. Touchdown!
Touchdown, Alabama! Ohio State. LSU. The biggest moments.
Incomplete! Michigan! Game over! Touchdown, Gators! How much?
This is the College Football Rewind.
That had to be a great game to watch. I'll tell you, unbelievable.
Download on Sunday mornings on Apple Podcasts. Search College Sports Now. The following is a Learfield presentation of the Rice Sports Network.
We've got to make it happen today.
Looking deep down the left side, in stride, Patterson catches 25, cuts at the 10, just like that. Snap, hand, why not, Myers? Third time's a charm.
Still got a lot of things to correct. We're going to treat victory and defeat as the imposters that they are.
Top shelf, he's got his stab, but then it's picked off. Al's picking off. Looking for a big one over the middle. He's got P wide open. Catches in stride. A touchdown, Rice Owls.
We need our guys to go out there and do their 111th as fast and as physical as they can and earn this victory today.
It's all business after the bye week for the Rice Owls. Coach Mike Bloomgren was quick to tell me earlier this week it's not an off week. The win against Southern Miss is in the rearview mirror now, though. Bloom really respects this UTSA defense he'll see today.
I don't know that our conference has seen a defense like this since maybe 2018 UAB. I mean, it is just a dominant group out there. It's an old veteran group. I think 9 of the 11 starters are seniors and super seniors. They're a very good group. They're very well coached.
And it turns out you can go home again. Rice defensive tackle and super senior Elijah Garcia will be playing in front of a ton of family and friends, but he's got his eye on the prize.
It's going to be an awesome experience, and I'm glad I got to come back this year and we get to do it down there. But, most importantly, we're down there to get a win, so that's what I'm most focused on. I'm excited to win.
And in his talk with the media this week, Jordan Myers compared this game to the ramp-up to the Marshall win on the road last year. Seven says they look to turn heads in the Alamo City tonight.
Our goal is still attainable, and I think if we come out and do what we can, those goals are even more attainable. That confidence and that swagger that I believe that we're going to claim after this win will be amazing. And that will carry us all throughout the rest of the season.
No love lost in this I-10 rivalry. Nate and Jason join me next from the Alamo Dome.
on the Rice Owls Sports Network from Learfield. Welcome to live play-by-play coverage of Owls football. Owls football is brought to you by the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 716, lighting up Rice University in Houston for over 100 years. By Carbach Brewing Company. Carbach, it's crafted for serious fun. And by The Parking Spot. The Parking Spot. We have airport parking covered. Now, let's head inside the stadium alongside Nate Griffin. Here's the voice of the Owls, J.P. Heath.
Hey, can we be honest about one thing? What is that? Baseball game's over. Let's watch some football. Let's listen to some football. Let's focus all on it. Okay, now that we just got that out of the way, from the Alamo John, the flickering kind of club lights, not that I would know, Nate, but the Rice Owls entering the field right now. They've got their white tops, gray pants, and the blue headgear, and they've got this massive alley of flames and smoke. They've got the Roadrunner mascot. Now the lights come on, and UTSA comes storming out the end zone to our left with flags, UTSA in that order, backwards to us. But the undefeated and almost nationally ranked UTSA Roadrunners, they're the only unranked undefeated team in college football. They are bowl eligible. Jeff Traylor has done a fantastic job in his second year bringing these Roadrunners to new heights. The Rice Owls coming into this game with a 2-3 record, 1-0 in Conference USA play. UTSA 6-0 and 2-0 in league play. Now Rice comes out the corner to our right. Not as much pomp and circumstance to be understood with a road venue. The captains are about to meet at midfield. Nate Griffin, it's not at that point where you have to have a win like this, but man, oh man, would a win here in San Antonio be really sweet for that third win in a row.
JP, it would be huge. And, when you look at this team, they have an opportunity to do something really big here. I want to point out something to you. Frank Harris has a high completion rate, 74% completion, okay? 50% of his passes are thrown in the flat. And so what Rice is going to have to do, when we talk about play good defense, that's what they're going to have to do today. This is a huge game for them. They know they're playing up. Let's see if they can stand up to the challenge.
We're about to have the coin toss. We'll get your Adidas key in just a second. But the Owls have Naeem Smith, Wiley Green, and Trey Schumann and Jordan Myers, both number 7s out there. That makes it easier. Plus, we got the binoculars fixed at midfield. There's that huge UTSA Roadrunner logo. Orange, blue, and white there at midfield. The referee is Rodney Burnett.
Rice is the visiting team. You get to call the toss. What is your call? Tails. He's called a tail.
They have a local dignitary flipping that coin up, landing on the eye, the Roadrunner. The Owls look to have won the toss.
Rice has won the toss and deferred to the second half.
So UTSA will get the football to start. Nate, what's your Adidas on your strike key to a Rice Owls victory?
I think first and foremost, come out with a bang. What can you do against Harris is the big question. And I think play calm, play cool. Now, on offense, they've got to make sure that they win the time of possession. That is what the head coach wants to do. Mike Wilbur wants to take a couple of possessions away from UTSA. In order to do that, you've got to win the time of possession.
Owls have to have a great start. This becomes tougher. They elected to defer. That's understandable, but it's noisy. It's raucous in here. Probably about a 40% capacity of the lower bowl right now, but they make up for that with that noise being canned in here. It's not an easy place to play. Plus, it's homecoming. The Owls have got to find something to do against this UTSA passing offense. And Sincere McCormick, one of the better backs in Conference USA in all of college football. Here are those starting lineups. Frank Harris is the quarterback, 6-foot senior from Schertz, northeast of town. From Clemens High School, the reigning Conference USA Player of the Week. A 70% passer on the season, 1,475 yards, 12 touchdowns, and 3 picks. His 21st career start today. Spencer Buford, the left tackle, a senior from Wagner High School here in town. The right tackle is Mekhi Hart, 6'4", 300 from Clinton, Iowa. Terrell Haynes from Arlington, Seguin High School, the right guard, his 13th straight start. Brandon Wolf. He must be an intelligent young man, Nate, because he is from Commerce, Texas.
Where you're from.
Yes, sir. And Ellsworth JC in Iowa. The left guard is Wolf. The center is Ofitu Maka, a senior from Honolulu, Hawaii, and Hutchinson Junior College. Wide receivers, Joshua Cephas, Zachary Franklin, DeCorian Clark, Sincere McCormick, 3,100-plus career rushing yards, and Watson, their tight end. They're about to kick this one. The incentive approaches a noisy Alamo Dome crowd behind him, and this one's underway right on schedule. It is deep, and it is caught in the end zone for a touchback. They'll bring it out. That was Adrian Taylor on the fair catch.
Now, a couple of things you're going to want to look for in this game, JP. Starting where they're starting from right now, which looks to be about the 25-yard line. That's where they're going to start from. But once they get to the 35-yard line, they're going to start passing the ball. And I'm talking about probably take a strike down the field deep.
Here's the out starters. Trey Schumann, one defensive end. Josh Piercy is the other. Rudy Calderon starting at safety alongside Naeem Smith. Again, George Nyakwal not on the trip. You got McCord and Dunbar, the corners. Line in a second. Hand to McCormick. Shutters his feet to the left side, and he is dragged down by Trey Schumann behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 1. Second down and 11. Desmond Baker getting the start at the wheel linebacker for the blue and gray. Antonio Montero is in the middle, a junior from Eden Prairie, Minnesota. And Kirk Lockhart, sophomore from Cedar Hill, is that Viper, that extra backer. The snap, a handoff right side. McCormick turns it upfield, goes past the 30-yard line to the 31-yard line. The Owls pile on him for a gain of 7 yards, but third down and about 4 coming up. Montero hopping on that pile. Third down for UTSA.
They do a lot of things, JP. RPO, jet sweeps, what we just saw just a moment ago. They do a lot of pitches. They also roll out with the left-handed quarterback. And remember, when they go deep, he looks left. He's going to be looking for an open receiver on the left side of the field.
Harris, the quarterback. Cephas goes in motion from the 30, 3rd and 4. Lefty Harris looking, hit by Schumann as he throws it left side, caught at the 41-yard line and pushed down at the 40. So opening catch by DeCorian Clark, a junior from Fort Worth. He had a school record 3 touchdowns in their last game against Western Kentucky. First down up to the 41-yard line for UTSA.
Again, that's what they're going to do. That is what Harris does. He's a left-handed quarterback. He's going to be looking left. They're going tempo here.
They call it to the 42, a gain of 11. Left to right, UTSA from the 42, first down. Snap, Harris calmly, left-handed float out left side to Clark again, and he meets the Owls' Dunbar at midfield, and they shove each other, but he goes out of bounds at the 50 for a gain of 9. Second down and 1. Well, they'll say a long 1, a short 2 here, right at midfield as they go tempo again. The clap, the snap, hand to McCormick around the left end. He turns his way between the numbers and the sideline, goes upfield, and is run down by Piercy and a couple other Owls. Inichuku and Garcia helping out, but just enough to get the first down. They give him 3 yards to the 47-yard line. First and 10 for UTSA.
We talk so much about Frank Harris, Sincere McCormick, has really had a great season here in his third season. 117 yards against Illinois. More on that in a second.
McCormick was out wide. Now he comes down in the backfield. 4 wide receivers set. 13 to snap it. First and 10, scoreless first quarter. A couple minutes in. Now all the Roadrunners pop up and look here to the new sideline. They have a Wild Wings logo, a fist, and another one denoting their play call here. First down, check. Move it to the left side. Harris dumps it across the body. Calvin up by Cephas for 32. Goes down the sideline for 20. They lost the football. It pops out at the 14. A big pile for it. I think UTSA got it. Good hit by the Owls there to force that loose. And Aboku on that tackle. Guys are still scraping for the football, but it will be UTSA ball. Bounce of the ball goes the Roadrunners' way.
Yeah, that's one way that you're going to have to try and see if you can generate some turnovers. You got to put some hits on some guys. We saw Cephas that time. We're talking about Sincere McCormick, 105 yards against Middle Tennessee State, 89 against UNLV, 120 against Western Kentucky. The guy is a downhill runner.
With a 30-yard reception, and then Desmond Baker forced that fumble. A hand to McCormick, goes to the left end, now spins back into the grain. He's brought down inside the 10-yard line. Schumann and Piercy helping out on the tackle. It goes to the 9-yard line, so second down and 4 coming up. Quick snap, hand to McCormick, dances his way behind his left guard, Wolf there, and he is brought down for a couple, goes to the 7-yard line, hauled down by Desmond Baker of the Owls. Third down and short.
When you have a back like McCormick, you don't have to throw very often in the red zone. They can just hand it to him. Again, he's a downhill back. Usually he does most of his damage late in games. Fourth quarter, when they're up and they're trying to keep the lead, that's when you normally see Sincere McCormick going to work.
Big fella Watson checks in, a tight end to the right side. They're empty. Now Watson comes down, puts a hand down. They've also got the tight end Cardenas in there. Here's the snap, a hand to McCormick. No, fake. Harris runs around the left in the 5 towards the pylon. He beats Dunbar to the goal line and gets in for a touchdown. Southern Miss leads 6-0. Excuse me, UTSA. That would be some other news with it.
Yeah, we have back-to-back weeks. But I tell you what, when you watch this UTSA team, what they did there, RPO, and of course, you expect Sincere McCormick to be taking the ball to the end zone, but not that time. Harris, running to his left on the RPO, took it into the end zone. That's what they do.
A 7-yard rush by Harris. The snap and the hold are both good. And the extra point try is up and good by Hunter DePlissis on the Lou Groza Award watch list from Cole High School here in town. He gets the kick, and it's 7-0 in favor of UTSA. 10:58. That's in a way one of the things that surprised me. The Owls won the kick, and instead of trying to keep that UTSA offense, the Owls elect to go on defense first. But it will be Rice ball coming up now. And here are the starters for the blue and gray. Offensive coordinator Marcus Tuiasosopo in his first year calling the plays, 12 years in the Pac-12 as an assistant coach. Of course, a great quarterback at Washington and 8 years in the NFL with the Jets and the Raiders. Clay Servant is his left tackle. Javon Wolford is the right tackle. Shea Baker at center. Braden Nutter, the right guard. Cole Garcia at left guard. And the Owls will have some combination with the main receivers, Jake Bailey, in addition to Cedric Patterson, and welcome back August Pete. Jordan Myers will be the starting running back, 6'2" senior from Dickinson High School. 10 carries, 20 yards last week. Jack Bradley, the one of many tight ends the Owls will have. Jake Constantine at quarterback for the Owls, 73% passer last game, 192 yards. Sean Fresh is back deep, a shorter kick. He takes it 2 yards deep, across the 10, the 15, zigzags at the 20, and he rolls down at the 21-yard line. UTSA special teamer Danielle Taylor goes over there for that tackle. UTSA starters on defense coming up in a moment, but the Owls will have it right to left here, down 7-0.
On that play drive, 9 plays, 75 yards, took 4 minutes and 2 seconds. Frank Harris with a 7-yard touchdown run. Jake Constantine, he's got to come out blazing, but look for them to do something special on the second play of the game.
Okay, heard it here first, folks, as Constantine will be in the shotgun with Myers by him. They start for the 21-yard line. Myers, low snap. They pick it up off the carpet, and Myers takes it. And instead of receiving the handoff, it acts kind of as a direct snap. But then Clarence Hicks there to bring down Myers, actually a loss on the play of a yard, not what you needed. Second down and 11. Here are those UTSA starters on defense, the co-DCs, Rod Wright and Jess Lump. It's a 3-4 defense, and they are sturdy. 6th in the nation against the run, 84.5 yards per game. Dantzler and Wiley, the ends. Haynes and Matterson in the middle. McCaffrey coming in at quarterback already on the game's second play. The snap, hand to Myers, flea flicker, back to McCaffrey. He throws deep over the middle. They got Jake Bailey, and it's incomplete at the 43-yard line. Good coverage back deep from Antonio Parks, the safety, and it will be third down and 11. Hermanson, one linebacker, Hicks the other, and they got Feaster instead of Ligon there, linebacker. Parks and Wisdom, the safeties. Wisdom, all-conference guy. Woolen and Mayfield are the corners. Third down and 11.
Mayfield was the guy they wanted to pick on, 26. And, of course, they had the right thing in mind. The ball was actually not thrown very badly, but they had 2 in coverage. Mayfield picked it up and knew that something fishy was going on.
A flag comes in, 9 seconds on the play clock, so it's not delay of game. But the Zebras are a little huddled back at the 10-yard line. And he's pointing somebody out down there. 7-0 UTSA leads early. Ronnie Burnett.
Rice. They're first.
So the Owls have a stoppage, and we will break it too. 10:09 to this opening quarter. UTSA 7 and Rice nothing. This is Rice football from Learfield.
What if your preferred hospital could also be your primary care provider? At Houston Methodist, we go beyond hospital care, offering you everything from flu shots to well woman exams to managing your weight and cholesterol. And our primary care doctors and specialists are connected all across the city. So whatever the need, wherever you live, we can be there for you.
Visit HoustonMethodist.org to find the care you need at locations throughout Houston. Houston Methodist, leading medicine.
Head on over to Little Woodrow's in Rice Village. They've got post-game drink specials a college student can't refuse. On Thursdays, enjoy college nights with $2 domestic drafts and $3 shots. Any other day, bring your Rice ID and get more great specials. With a large patio deck, board games, and trivia nights, Little Woodrow's is definitely the place to be. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram to stay up to date with our upcoming events. Little Woodrow's, the official Rice Owls game day headquarters.
Rice Owls trailing the UTSA Roadrunners, just getting a sweat going though. 10:09 of this opening quarter of play. Want to send on our deepest condolences. A fixture at Rice sporting events has passed away. Tom Jay began statting games for Rice football in 1964. Nate, he saw 316 games. He had retired this year, and so he wasn't a part of the first few games doing stats, but deepest condolences. I'm really going to miss seeing Tom. I saw more of him football game, at basketball games where he ran the clock, and baseball games he ran the scoreboard. But Tom Jay, his son David, condolences to you and the rest of the Jay family. Tom will certainly be missed around Rice sporting events, and just hate that happens, but going to miss Tom at Rice sporting events.
Man, I tell you, condolences to the family. One thing about Rice sporting events, when you are working and you get to know those people, they are family. There's no question.
So McCaffrey still in the game at quarterback now. A 3rd down and 11 for Rice. Right to left, 10:09 to the opening quarter. UTSA's Harris, the quarterback, had a 7-yard keeper for the only scoring. And a noisy Alamo Dome ramps up even more with the band and the fans going here. Homecoming 2021. First of 4 straight homecoming games for the Owls, including their own, mind you. 3rd down and 11, their own 20. Behind the chains, McCaffrey the snap, pressure over the middle, screen over the middle. Caught on the run by Patterson. Cuts at the 25, and he's rolled down. And it will be a 5-yard gain, maybe 6. But at 4th down, the Owls will be punting.
That was a good job of diagramming a play because all the blocks were actually set up, but one was missed. And so Patterson couldn't get the extra 5 yards that he needed to be able to convert that to a 1st down.
Sheldon Jones about to return this punt. He's starting at his 23-yard line. And Mendez will punt this one. 6 punts, 44-yard average last week. Had a long of 52. Line of scrimmage, the 26. Snap comes to Mendez, puts the ball out in front. He kicks one end over end to his right. And Jones will cut it up the 30-yard line. Runs into Broussard, and he plops back down. Good special teams coverage right in front of us by Ari Broussard to the 31-yard line. Short return on that Mendez punt.
Now, they're already at the 35-yard line. And the one thing that they do well, JP, and we say the 35 because what you see is 7-man protection for Harris, which is why he's been so successful going down the field. He's only thrown 3 interceptions the entire season. Again, a lot of his passes go out to the flat, and then they're deep ball. So how many opportunities will defensive backs have for a full field interception? Not a whole lot. It's okay to take a shot down the field.
Note on that last UTSA scoring drive in a second. 1st and 10. They flare down the left side. Caught on a hitch and a screen, little smoke screen going up to the 35-yard line is Clark. That's his 3rd catch already. And the tackle made by Elroy Morris for the Owls, a true freshman from Decaney. It's now a 2nd down for the 31-yard line. They go for a 4-yard gain there.
Perfect example.
Cephas in motion, back to the left of Clark. Frank Harris, snap and a hand to McCormick. Sprints his way off right tackle, gets bumped at the 40, and he's down to up to the 43-yard line. for 7 yards as Desmond Baker comes over to make another tackle. But UTSA score on their last drive. Those are the first points allowed by the Owls to a conference opponent on their first possession since UTEP in 16 games since the Owls have given up a first possession scoring drive in conference.
You know, we were talking about Prudy right before kickoff. You better get ready because they will definitely test him. They've seen 20 out there, and now 4 is out there. Prudy Calderon, he's got to get ready.
Here's Harris, 8:06 to go, 7-0. UTSA leads. Here's the snap. Looking left, flips it back out right. Caught by Cephas near sideline 40, 9-yard line to 50. He's still fighting up the sideline, McCord, and then he gets finally wrestled out of bounds about 9 yards after contact down to the 41-yard line. So that's 15 yards, 9 of it after contact.
We knew about Joshua Cephas. His brother played at Rice University, but his younger brother Joshua, who we're seeing right now, was a quarterback at Spring, and a really good one at that.
They go empty, first down in Owls territory, the 41. Snap and a little pop pass up to McCormick around the 40, cuts the corner, and then goes diagonal out of bounds, chopped out by name Smith. The Owls sideline to the far away in our direction. Let's see where they mark him out. And yes, it'll be a 5-yard gain, second down and 5. But you mentioned Cephas earlier, 76 yards receiving a game. He had 58 catches last year to set a school record for them. So, yeah, he made a good transition from quarterback to wide receiver.
You know, this is a really good football team. They got a lot of guys who have experience. We're talking about 18 combined 5th or 6th-year guys on this team, JP.
Yeah, not many weak spots. The snap, a fake to Daniels, and a pitch around the right in the 35 to 30. Good job by Smith, bringing down Clark before he could streak it down the right sideline and cue the band up down to the 29-yard line, but a first down for UTSA.
Yeah, Decorian Clark is 6'2", 210 pounds. They got a lot of big guys. They use all their tight ends, every one of them. Cardenas, Dishman, and Gavin Sharp. Those receivers can just about get it done.
It's a 7-yard reception. Speaking of Cardenas, the tight end goes in motion. Pistol set, hand to Daniels, picks his hole on the left side, and he is brought down. Lockhart got a hit around the ankles, and Montero finishes him off at the 26. So it goes for a 3-yard gain. Second down and 7, UTSA 7, and Rice nothing, just a little bit north of the 6-minute mark in this opening quarter here at the Alamo Dome.
You know, you wonder how these guys were actually able to go up to Illinois and beat the Illini. And this is an example of what they were able to do. Run, kind of pick you apart in your secondary, and just move the ball down the field.
Receiver Franklin out wide to the right side. Harris comes back to pass. Piercy hits him as he throws it high and deep to the left side, out of bounds in the back left corner of the end zone. Fresh was running with Clark step for step. So now third down, and they will say 6 at the 26.
Yeah, you can't just let him sit back there and pick you apart because he'll do it. The problem with getting pressure on him is because his offensive line does such a good job, defensive linemen tend to over-pursue, and that leaves a gap for him to take off running. You don't want him doing that.
Ball's at the 26-yard line. UTSA 7 and Rice nothing. Harris out of the shotgun. They got Cephas in motion near the right hash. The lefty, after taking the snap, bounces it out to the right side. A pump fake of Piercy runs up the hash as the 20, runs into a Rice defender at the 15-yard line. Kirk Lockhart makes the stop after that first down. Harris lowering that boom a bit there as they go tempo now. Owls have a late defender, Isaiah Floyd, coming onto the field. The snap. Quick screen to the right side. Franklin comes here to the near side at the 12, the 13, as Montero brings down Franklin this near sideline. They give him about 2 on that play, second down and 8.
Jake's going to have those same opportunities today. He understands where the pressure is coming from, does Harris. Once he sees that gap, these guys are back here behind me, see ya.
22 to snap it. We're under the 5-minute mark of this opening quarter. Second down and 8. At the Rice 13-yard line. The Owls have to force at least a field goal here. They can't give up a touchdown to get down 14-0 early. As Harris looks to be audible and goes down, whispers something to the offensive line. No backs in the set. The clap, the snap. Harris looking left. Lefty hums a spiral to the left side. Knocked incomplete at the 9-yard line. Good job by Smith, kind of doing that swim move in front of B.J. Daniels to knock it down. Now third down and 8 at the 14.
I'm sure the defense knows he's going to look left first unless he has a man going in motion. If Harris has a man going in motion from right to left, then he's going to look right because he's got to see what the defense did. So naturally, that's what he pays attention to.
Harris, second incompletion, 6 of 8 for 74 yards early. 3rd down and 8 at the Rice 13. Big third down here. They are 15th in the country on third downs, 49% on the season, and Rice uses its second timeout of the first half already. And we will take this break. 4:36 of the opening quarter. It is UTSA 7 and Rice nothing. Back in a moment from the Alamo Dome. This is Rice football from Learfield.
Everybody's got a burger. No matter what your burger, Fuddruckers has it. Each morning, we make the freshest buns for the world's greatest hamburger. Whatever craving combo you have, our buns have you covered. 100% all-American premium cut beef cooked to order. Add delicious toppings to pile high. Then head over to our build-your-own produce bar with fresh ingredients to create your crave. Our burger coasters are waiting for you at Fuddruckers.
Big trip on the horizon? Before you depart, you gotta park. The Parking Spot is a simpler, easier way to navigate airport parking, and you can save when you book online. You're guaranteed a spot, and we even pick you up at your trunk in our yellow and black spotted shuttles and take you straight to the terminal. Parking and saving come full circle at the Parking Spot. The Parking Spot, proud sponsor of Rice University. Visit theparkingspot.com to reserve your spot today.
7-0 UTSA. They have the ball 3rd and 8 at the Rice 13. You know what's really scary?
Tell me.
Well, seeing how much you could have been saving by switching to Geico. They make it easy to bundle your home, car, boat, cycle, or RV insurance and save even more. No fortune tellers needed. Visit geico.com to see if saving money is in your future. Happy Geico-ween.
Great, but I thought you were going to say that burger I bought you at Fuddruckers, watching you eat it. I'm still waiting on that burger.
Hey, that's coming up.
I want that burger so badly from Fuddruckers.
You did a segue. You didn't even know it, but we have the in-person Mike Bloomgren shows coming back in person at Fuddruckers, the South McGregor and 288 location, coming back Monday. Fuddruckers, world's greatest hamburgers, every Monday night, 7 to 8 p.m., and even, yes, a burger for Nate Griffin coming up.
I cannot wait. When?
Hey, whenever you want, but the show is 7 to 8 Monday.
Monday? Let's see if I get some early sleep, then come out and join y'all.
Got your beauty rest.
I got you.
I almost had to do a health and wellness check on you today. You were out like a light. It didn't answer my breakfast text. I knew you were getting some shut-eye there. I hear it's a big one, 3rd and 8. Owls this season on defense, 42% allowing first downs when they're facing third downs. Here's the snap. Harris near the right hash, hums it right side, high and incomplete to Cephas. Calderon in coverage at the 10. So this is big, provided they don't go for it on a 4th down and 8. But if they could minimize this now and just allow a field goal as they bring Duplessis out right now.
Well, that's real big because you have not seen the extent of the playbook for the Rice Owls. And so upon their second possession, I think it'll be huge.
The holder is the punter, Lucas Dean. The kicker, Hunter Duplessis, 1-1 last week, 35-yard boot, 80% on the season, and takes the snap. The snap is put down, the kick is up, and it is good. End zone to our right. And UTSA leads by 10-0 score. 4:28 of the first quarter. We'll break it again. UTSA 10 and Rice nothing. This is Rice football from Learfield.
The lights, the sounds, the cameras, the electricity. If you can feel it, hear it, see it, chances are an IBEW electrician built it. The members of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 716 built the things that make Rice University and Houston great, and we want you to join us. Excellent training, fantastic benefits and retirement, and zero student loan debt. Build a better career. To find out more, visit IBEW716.net.
Woo!
Woo! Got my nachos, got my big TV, and my favorite chair. It's game time. But the only thing that would make it a little better is if I could listen to my local broadcasters while watching the game.
Oh, hello. You must have wished for your game to be synced with TV and radio.
I sure did.
Do you have a DVR?
You bet.
Do you have a streaming device?
Yeah.
Blammo! Your game is now synced. It's that easy.
Oh, boy.
To see if you can get synced, head to syncmygame.com for Learfield.
Syncmygame.com?
Syncmygame.com.
Say 10-0, 4:28 of the first quarter. Jordan Myers during the week told the media that this game has a similar feel to going into the Marshall game last season.
Wow, we're a great team in a ranked. UTSA is on the cusp of being ranked, and we're probably, it's just another great opportunity. Usually don't like to look at how many wins, how many losses the team has each week. You just go out and give the best that you have. Show up and prepared to win, prepared to finish that week 1-0. So if we can, put it all together like I know we can, and play 4 quarters of ball, then it'll be a great win for us.
Well, Nate, and that putting it together in 4 quarters of ball starts on this next drive. You've got to get a score on this drive. I'd love a 7 more than a 3.
I would too. The difference between the Marshall game and this game is that Rice got out there, and Marshall thought that they could come back, but they couldn't. So in this game, San Antonio is getting out early, and Rice has limited them to 3 points. But I tell you what, you got to find a way to score, and I think they will. I think Jake Constantine, I think he's got a game plan, and certainly he needs to execute it coming up.
Fresh is back deep for your Rice Owls, and Duplessis will be kicking it away. Kicks a very high one that goes over the head of Fresh and then through the back of the end zone. And so they'll bring it out to the 25-yard line, going right to left. And we saw Luke Mccaffrey the last couple plays of that first drive. But here's Jake Constantine coming out, the 6'2", 200-pound grad transfer from Weber State. Started his college at Ventura College in California, then went to Boise State, and then on to Weber State. His 4th game played this season, his 3rd straight start, 543 yards on the year, 77% passer, 3 touchdowns, and 1 pick.
Guys ought to be settling down now and thinking, now we can make some plays. Again, that front 7, they got to do a good job of blocking that front 7, but that secondary, you can take advantage of it. They're in 2 deep coverage right now, man on the corner.
UTSA 10, Rice nothing. Owls need something big here. The snap hand to Myers, hops his way to the left and back to the right, cuts against the grain. Wisdom meets Myers to bring him down at the 30 for a gain of 5. 2nd down at 5, not bad for the Dickinson product. Jordan Myers only had 20 yards rushing last week after that 160-yard performance against TSU.
Well, that was good run blocking from Shade Baker and Brandon Nutter on that right side as he hit the O hole or the A gap to get some good yards, 5 yards.
Owls right hash, right to left in their road whites, gray pants, blue helmets. Here's the snap. Constantine, a handoff left tackle. Myers is up to the 34, maybe the 35, and they give him 5 would be a first down behind a Servin block, but Parks the safety on that stop, and he has 4 yards on that play. 2nd and 1, or call it, excuse me, a long 3rd and 1 coming up at the 34-yard line.
Yeah, they don't want to run right at Jalen Haynes and Brandon Matterson. By the way, they call Jalen Haynes country or bull. That's what they call him. He's number 1, and that's what they call him. But so far today, they've done a nice job of being able to move him.
You got to start worrying about those country nicknames.
Oh, yeah. You should know.
Anything goes. Yes, sir. 3rd and 2. Here's the snap. Constantine throwing on 3rd down, and he is sacked. The late blitz comes back, and they drop him way back along the 21-yard line, a loss of 12 yards. Trevor Harmonson, former Dickinson Gator, former teammate with Jordan Myers, preseason all-conference from your boy Phil Steele and Athlon. And it's actually forward progress at the 25, so there was only a loss of 9.
What did I tell you before the possession started?
Among other things, what?
Jake has to see where the pressure's coming from in there. You can't stand back there against this defense and expect them not to swarm you. It's going to happen. Every defense does this, but this particular defense, they do like to swarm quarterback.
Movement comes on the Owls side of things. I think this flag comes in. This will be against Rice.
Ball start. Kicking team, number 18. 5-yard penalty remains 4th down.
As our buddy David Salzman would say, good dinner with him last night.
Yeah.
Oy vey.
Yes.
It's not a great start for the Owls on this. They don't want to get down any deeper than they are right now. 10-0 UTSA. Roadrunners about to get it back.
A little antsy right now, a little anxious. Just got to take the time to keep in mind. You're only down 10.
It makes it a 4th and 15 from the 20. Snap just to the right of Mendez. He rockets one. End over in the 40. Takes a hard skip past Jones inside the 20-yard line. Picked up at the 13. Jones down the 20. Little lifts on a tackle. The 30, 35-yard line. Windham flags him down up near the 40. So a 27-yard return on that booming punt there for Mendez, but a flag is on the play.
Probably going to be a PI. I hate to say that, but not PI, but some kind of unsportsmanlike penalty conduct.
It's a 66-yard punt.
Receiving team number 18. The 10-yard penalty will be assessed at the end of the kick. First down.
That does not hurt the Owls. That pushes it back. But right now, defense needs a play or two. 10-0. They trail. And you can't allow that UTSA locomotive to get going down the tracks. 2:03 to go in the first quarter.
You really can. I totally agree with you. And that's good to see. I watched 13 warm up, and I'm thinking, this guy is twitch. There's no question. You cannot let him get free like they did that time and start returning those kickoffs back. But again, where the ball is spotted right now, Rice can kind of pin their ears back. Again, you don't want to over-pursue Harris, but you have to go after him. You can't just let him sit back there and just throw the ball out. And they're probably going to do nice, simple stuff anyway, like throw it to the flat. That's what they do at least 50% of the time in this offense.
I'd like to remind folks you can watch the broadcast or watch the booth feed on Facebook, YouTube, on the Rice Athletics accounts, those respective social medias here. UTSA, the ball back, 2:03. Starting to drive for their own 6. Handoff, McCormick. Big hole, 15, 20. Upside line to 30. Smith trying to haul him down. Whips on the tackle to 40. Down to the 20. And edged out of bounds by Sean Fresh. Do not talk trash, Sean Fresh. No need to that after he rips off that long gain to the 13-yard line. Goodness.
Boy, he hit the big gap and it was over, JP. Right side of that offensive line, and nobody was there. And it was the perfect play call by UTSA that time.
81 yards down to the Rice 13-yard line.
I tell you what, they certainly have a tailored offense for the players.
Pistol set. Harris hands to McCormick, picks his hole, and he is shoved down by a Parliament of Owls there. Take your pick. About 8 members of the defense there. And you've got Trey Schumann and Kirk Lockhart coming up the bottom of the pile. That was big, Nate. That was a big, not a dagger by any means, but that was a big one as Daniels comes on for McCormick now in the backfield for UTSA.
That was demoralizing.
That was big.
That is. Anytime, you get a guy running like that against your defense, that's demoralizing. And one thing we know about Traylon, and I'll tell you more about that in a second.
Yeah, the pistol. Daniels behind Harris as they move their 2 tight ends, Cardenas and Watson, to the right side. Here's the snap, right hash. Daniels, huge gash. Pinballs at the 5 and then goes into the end zone for his first touchdown of the season. All UTSA, 16-0 Roadrunners. 40 seconds to go in this first quarter.
Well, they found something over there in that big gap, and I don't know what it is, but they're getting some really good blocking out of some big guys, and for that to happen, you have to get blocks out of Maka, Haynes, and Hart. All guys are helping on that run blocking, and so they're doing a phenomenal job. And I'll tell you, Jeff Traylor, he knows how to coach backs. Remember former Rice running back Luke Turner?
Oh, yeah. Bob.
He was his coach at Gilmer.
And Luke's dad, Matt, succeeded Coach Traylor at Gilmer there in Northeast Texas. The extra point try automatic from Duplessis. He's 29 of 29 on the season now. 40 seconds left of this opening stanza. UTSA 17 and Rice nothing. That's officially an 11-yard rush there by Daniels. But again, 3 plays, 94 yards on that drive. It only took 1 minute and 23 off the clock.
Yeah, that's not what you wanted to see. And you also had some display of speed by McCormick. I mean, he showed you just how fast he was because you had to be able to catch him on an angle. The only guy who really could have caught him was Sean Fresh.
Yeah, that's true. 9 carries, 111 yards for McCormick right now. Constantine coming back out, quarterback on this next drive. He has not attempted a pass attempt yet. But UTSA has 224 total yards right now. Rice has 5. It is all Roadrunners and then some. 17-0, 40 seconds left.
Nothing is working right now, and that's because you got to be able to convert a third down.
Duplessis kicks it very high. Fresh will take it a yard deep between the right hash and the numbers. Streaks up to the 20-yard line. And he is run down from behind, and they will say it almost to the 25-yard line. Yeah, they mark it at the 23-yard line. Kelechi Wachaku from McAllen makes that special teams tackle.
Better you than me. But I would also say that you love for the Rice Owls offense to be able to find some magic. We're going to have to get some help from special teams because today it's going to be about field position. You don't want your offense starting at their 22-yard line.
34 seconds left. Opening stands at 8 to snap it. Constantine takes the snap, hums it right side. Caught by Patterson at the 30. By the way, line of scrimmage was the 23-yard line, and a late flag comes in as Patterson saying, hey, throw the flag, and they did throw that. I think that's on all-conference safety Rashad Wisdom. See what Rodney Barnett says here. He turns on his
personal foul. They get out of bounds. Defense number 26. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first session.
Second penalty against UTSA. 30 seconds left. And yeah, he shoved him not even on the thick white stripe on the sideline, but he was in the green of the turf in the Rice sideline when he tackled him. So that's an obvious call there.
There's 2 penalties already. They average 3.5 a game.
The 46-yard line, right to left. Snap, a play action. Pressure comes in. He dodges it from the left, but he can't dodge it to the middle. And he is brought down by Drew Mox, former Kaufman Lion up near Dallas and a Kansas transfer. And Adrian Taylor from nearby Shiner helped out on that play. A loss of 6 back to the 40, 2nd and 16.
7-step drop. No time. You're not getting a lot of time on a 7-step drop. You're going to have to find a way to protect your quarterback without taking the 7-step drop.
And the first quarter has come to an end. All UTSA, Roadrunners 17 and Rice nothing. Now second and long when we come back. This is Rice football from Learfield.
Shoppers is proud to be your local John Deere dealer. The history of John Deere tractors goes back over 100 years. When you think of John Deere, you think of words like iconic, legendary, industry leader. We at Shoppers are glad to be a part of that history. So if you're needing a John Deere tractor, gator, or lawnmower, you can find information by Googling Shoppers at SHOPPAS. We look forward to helping you write your own John Deere tractor story. Come see us at Shoppers. We're all things John Deere and proud supporter of Rice Owl Athletics.
This is the College Football Rewind.
It's up! Give it! The kick is good! And the Longhorns win. This is what big-time college football is all about.
Taking you beyond the box scores to relive the emotions from the Saturday that was in college football.
Got it! Touchdown, Penn State! Play on! Touchdown, Washington!
It's the College Football Rewind. Download on Sunday mornings on Apple Podcasts. Search College Sports Now.
Back in the Woodrow Studios, quick scoreboard update. Conference USA action. Western Kentucky leads Old Dominion 36-20, 5:41 to play in that one. It's final in Mississippi. UAB blanks Southern Miss 34-0 in top 25 action. Baylor on their way to a upset victory over BYU at home as they lead 31-17. Purdue about to knock off number 2 Iowa. They lead 24-7 with 3:51 to go, and number 1 Georgia taking care of business. They lead Kentucky 30-7. JP.
Thank you very much, Mr. Stone. Great to have you back, gallivanting all across the Eastern Seaboard during your bye week. We understand.
Yeah.
But hey, it's all good. I went to Round Top, Texas.
He didn't even offer that to take us.
That's okay.
I thought he was our friend, JP.
Nah, it's Florida. We're going to be in Texas. You know, it's Florida.
Oh, my goodness.
This is, it's been an inauspicious beginning as looking at the Houston Methodist leaderboard stats. UTSA, 224 total yards. They are knocking on the door of 10 yards per play, and they have the ball twice as much as the Rice Owls, a little more than 10 minutes. They were 3 of 4 on third downs. Rice is 0 of 2. You know me long enough that you can hand me a score sheet, cover up the score, and if I just look at third downs and obviously total yardage, that would tell a lot too.
Yeah, TOP.
Yeah.
That tells you everything you need to know. Because remember, we talked about it. You got to win time of possession. You have to take away a possession or two from UTSA, or they score.
All right, Al's still with it after that quarter break. 2nd and 16. Now flip it across your desktop monitor or phone, left to right, from the 40. 17-0 UTSA. Constantine passing left side. A little bit low for Bailey, but he picks it up before it hits the carpet at the 44. He got 4 yards. 3rd down and 12 now for the Owls.
You notice they shortened the drop back, right? That was about a 3-step drop back and let it go. You've got to get the ball out of your hands quickly. But to credit UTSA, they've also adjusted their coverage. Their scheme is a 4-3 scheme. But that time you saw 3 down linemen instead and 4 linebackers, and that's protecting against the pass.
Owls bunch up Pete, and they stack 2 other receivers here in the slot right side. 3rd down and 12 at the 44. Noisy here, homecoming at the Alamo Dome. Coming back to pass, Constantine looks right. Bailey catches it up the seam, and he is throttled and dropped immediately at the 47-yard line, but he pops back up. He says, hey, I am San Clemente, California tough, but Owls in the 4th down and 3 territory. Do they go for it right now, really needing a spark?
I think you have to establish something now. And they're bringing in Pete and a tight end. And I love the fact that they're going to bring in a tight end for this particular play, because when you bring out Jack Bradley, you're trying to get something done.
Opponents have only converted 3 of 8 4th down conversions on UTSA this season. All road runners early, 17-0, opening minute and a half. Here's the snap. Constantine on 4th down. Goes to the left, batted, intercepted. Oh, my goodness. This is going all the way to 20, to 15, to 10. In for the touchdown, Trevor Harmonson. The pick 6, 23-0, UTSA.
The pressure came from exactly where the ball was going. Nobody chipped that defensive end. There was no blocking at all. He came unattended. And I mean, this guy, Jake Constantine, didn't have a chance. He did not have a chance. Cincinnati made a nice play, too, because he batted the ball in the air and gave his teammate an opportunity to pick it off.
That's the first INT of the season for Harmonson. And he's made some big plays already in this first half. And it's 23-0 right now. And whippy, they get a sideline warning against UTSA. The Owls will need more than that, though. 13-21 of this second quarter. Captain Obvious here. I've never seen a better UTSA team. Despite their schedule, they are a salty bunch, and they have it rocking here in the Alamo City.
JP, they're making all the right calls. I mean, everything they're doing is right on the money. They're extremely efficient. They're smart. They're making all the right calls. They're well coached. A lot of things they do well.
It's a high snap. Dean, the punter with the good hands, puts it down, and Ulysses kicks it through. And it's 24-0. And it's a 40-yard return by Harmonson here at the 13-21 mark.
I'm just telling you, I mean, you don't chip this guy, you don't do anything. He came unattended straight to Jake Constantine off the edge, and it was over. And the only person who could have possibly blocked him was Jordan Myers. But Jordan Myers was actually in a route, a pass route. Looked like he was running a real route. But I tell you, they're making all the right calls at the right time.
And we have a timeout on the field. UTSA 24 and Rice nothing. 13-21 of the second. This is Rice football from Learfield.
You've got a lot going on, so how do you find time to take care of you? At Houston Methodist, we work around your busy life. There's same-day primary care appointments, online scheduling to see our world-class specialists, access to all your records through MyChart, and video visits 24/7 if you need urgent care, bringing you Houston Methodist's expertise wherever, whenever you need it.
Visit HoustonMethodist.org to find the care you need at locations throughout Houston. Houston Methodist, leading medicine.
Hey, it's JP here to tell you that, yes, there's more Rice Owls content out there for you to consume. Subscribe and download the official podcast of Rice Athletics, Rice Owls Insider. Rice Owls Insider provides a unique new look at a variety of head coaches, players, and other integral voices inside the Rice Athletics department. Plus, you can find archive coaches shows as well. For the best in Rice Owls content, subscribe to Rice Owls Insider, the official podcast of Rice Athletics. Available on Apple, Stitcher, and Spotify. 24-0 UTSA over Rice. 13-21 of the second. Jason Metco down on the Rice House sideline. Young Metco.
Pretty quiet right now, guys. A lot of the boys in white and gray and blue pretty stunned the result so far, but they are trying to hype up their return specialist here and maybe, just maybe, salvage something here in the second quarter.
Yeah, that's the good thing is you have a lot of time remaining in this one, but the other side of that is you have a lot of time remaining.
Yeah, that's true. And I know that a lot of people wonder, well, why isn't UTSA ranked? Well, slow down, okay? You look at their schedule, and then, yes, they got 22 votes for first place. I'll tell you more in a second.
Here's the kick, Fresh taking it across the 15 to 20, now the 25, got turned and changed and spins around, and he runs laterally with around the 27-yard line, and he is brought down there. 24-yard return there for Sean Fresh. The Owls will take it from left to right after that. Pick six from Harmonson with 40 yards for a score. Constantine remaining in the game at quarterback for the Blue and Gray.
So UTSA beat the Big Ten team on the road. They beat Lamar, Middle Tennessee, won at Memphis. UNLV beat them here, and beat Western Kentucky. Let me give you more to say.
Yeah. Owls down 24-0 by Pepe, and there's a blocking back hand to Jalen Griffin, and he falls down across the left side of the line of scrimmage, gains a couple up to the 30-yard line, gain of 2, so second down and 8.
I saw Kalen on the way out, and I told him I need 160 and 3 touchdowns. So he's got a lot of work to do. But when you look at UTSA, they still have to go through Auburn and Clemson before they get there. They received 22 first place votes
to get ranked.
Yes. Yeah. And Clemson received 63, Auburn received 106, and Baylor received 62.
Yeah, to get votes in that poll. We did in the top 25. Ball in motion at the 30-yard line. Snap rolling out to the right side. Constantine on the run. Throws it to the right, incomplete at the 38-yard line towards Jake Bailey. Knocked down, incomplete. Third down now, and 8. Wisdom rolling actually knocking down. Third down and 8 at the 30.
And now their corners are playing a lot more comfortably because you have a 24-0 lead. You know, and anytime you lead 24-0, you can play man on the corners. They're playing all kinds of defenses. They're showing you everything. They're showing you quarters. They're showing you zone. They're showing you man. They got a little bit of it all. So Jake Constantine has to be able to read those defenses quickly and process where the pressure's coming from.
Pete and Bailey, 2 of the 3 receivers to the left. 3rd and 8 to 30. Snap Constantine. Looking left, stepping up, humming it left, high and incomplete. Looking for French, the tight end. And the Owls will punt it back. 24-0. UTSA leads Rice. And looks like Jake Constantine limping off the field to the far way.
Yeah, he was hopping off the field on one leg, and I guess Jason Metco will have to give us a report on that once you find out.
We'll wait on that here in a second as Mendez about to punt. Charlie had a 66-yard punt. That was the longest in his career last time, longest by an owl since the great Chris Barnes had one here in the Alamo Dome 2 years ago. Mendez kicks this one end over end, going down to Jones at the 28-yard line, sprints up to the 25, stops, and they hold him high and hit him low. Bickham and Baker helping out on that tackle across the 40-yard line. 12:08 of this second quarter. 24-0 UTSA. Jason Metco is down on the field. We'll hear from him after this break. We have a timeout on the field. This is Rice football from their field.
Have no post-game plans? You do now. Head down the street to Little Woodrows in Rice Village and relax over indoor and outdoor games, sports, and drink specials that a college student can't refuse. All you have to do is bring your student ID to enjoy $2.50 domestic drafts. Also, don't miss out on our Thursday college nights. We've got $2 domestic drafts and $3 shots. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram to stay updated on all our upcoming events and specials. Little Woodrows, the official Rice Owls game day headquarters.
What's up, fans? This is Roddy Jones, co-host of College Sports Now. We're breaking down all the action from around the country weekly with new episodes dropping 4 days a week during the football season. We'll look beyond the box score and keep our finger on the pulse of college football from September all the way to the national championship game in January, from the East Coast to the West Coast. Listen all season long on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you love to get your podcasts. And while you're at it, be sure to give us a follow along on Twitter at CSNowTweets.
Been tough so far on the Rice Owls defense. 24-0, they trail UTSA. But Elijah Garcia told us during the week that the defensive line was going to try to make it tough against Sincere McCormick of UTSA.
Yeah, but he's getting big. Yeah.
That's you, studio. Play it. It is that kind of afternoon. 12:08 to go in this second quarter, but along that point, Nate, 24-0. You got to make it a lot tougher. It can't be this easy.
You threw me a pass and I dropped the ball.
It's okay.
You know, but yeah,
Ryan.
You're absolutely right. There's no question. They got to find a way. This game's still early. This is a young game. 12:08 in the second quarter. You got an entire second quarter and 2 more quarters to play. So you got to find a way to motivate your team and make a play.
Come to you after this play, Jason, as Frank Harris assembles the offense. Coach Bloomgren telling us during the week he is making throws when he has to. That's been the biggest difference for them. Snap, play action to McCormick, throwing a screen to the right side. Franklin is grabbed around the hip and spun around. Got 2 yards upfield to the 44-yard line. 2nd down and 8. Jason Metco, any update on Jake Constantine?
Yeah, not good right now, guys. Still on the tent. They were looking at his right leg near his ankle. He already has a knee brace on his left knee, and he was communicating with the staff here that he couldn't hear because it was so loud in here. It's probably about 80% full down here in the lower bowl, guys.
Here's the snap and a hand left side to McCormick, and he will tread his way to the left and not get much on the 44-yard line. Owls did a good job teaming up there. Myron Morrison there coming off the bottom of the pile. 3rd down and 8.
You heard Jason Metco reference the brace that Jake Constantine was wearing. Those quarterbacks practice with those braces every day on their left knees. And so that's one of the reasons. Could be another reason why he's wearing it in the game. So not to intimate that he may have an injury. Not sure yet.
24-0 UTSA. They have the ball 4 minutes into the second quarter. Snap, pressure comes up the middle. Lefty Harris flings it deep right sideline and knocked incomplete at the 30-yard line. Dunbar swipes that away from Clark, and they'll turn to 4th down and 8. So the best news of the Owls' evening so far is forcing this 3 and out here.
Nice job by Dunbar that time. Stayed with the receiver, watched his eyes when the ball came down. And the receiver probably opened his eyes just a little too much and gave Jason Dunbar a hit. It was coming. He was able to make a good play.
Sean Fresh. So Fresh standing back at his own 8-yard line. First time we see a Lucas Dean today from Dunsborough, Australia, the 2020 CUSA Special Teams Player of the Year. Kicks this one very high, trying to coffin corner. Fresh back at his 5, fields it inside the 5-yard line. He is tackled at the 1. know why he fielded that one. And it goes from bad to worse. The Owls will have it at the 1 yard line.
Well, that's the one time he probably should have called for a fair catch. And did not do it. I'm still waiting on Sean Fresh to break one. He owes us one. He's got a lot of speed and a lot of talent and a lot of God-given gifts. But that time, UTSA getting down the field very quickly and alertly breaking him down. We're on the coverage.
At the 1 yard line.
Jason Metco down on the outside.
Jay Constantine 3 feet away from you, fellas. He is on the right, testing out both his legs at the moment. They keep it posted.
It's Luke Mccaffrey, and that noisy end, not to be specific, but that student in that UTSA tunnel. All Roadrunners early. Harris, a touchdown run. Duplessis, a field goal. Daniel, a touchdown run as the keeper right side. That goes a handoff to Jordan Myers, and he will get up to the 5, get 4 yards of breathing room now. And so a second down and 6.
Yeah, they're trying to make something happen, man. Right now, all you can do is try to run the ball out of the end zone so that you don't have any issues or away from it, and get a little breathing room and try to convert. Third down conversion so far for the Rice Owls have not been good today. In fact, they're 0 for 4. So they got to make something happen. You look at UTSA, they are 3 for 5.
Second and 6 now, though. 5 minutes into this second quarter, 10 minutes to go in the half. 24-0 UTSA. A snap and a handoff to Myers, and he will slip his defensive grasp and scored up past Haynes and get tackled at the 9 yard line. Got a few yards on that play, setting up a third down and 2.
Short manageable. We have seen jumbo very often when they decide, to go for it, especially in a situation like this, keeping their own territory. It doesn't look like we're going to see jumbo at this point.
Big fella Pepe checks out. He comes in. He's out there with Patterson to the left. Owls have Myers to the left of McCaffrey. Luke McCaffrey, 6'2", redshirt freshman, transfer from Nebraska, the shotgun. Fakes it right, goes left, spins, and he gets hit, and he's short. They had to get to the 11 for the first down. He stopped shy of the 10. Right now, Nate, the biggest compliment you can pay a defense, it seems like they're playing with 13 guys out there.
It does, and you decide to go with your quarterback in this situation. This defense is very aware. They are very aware of what Bryce is doing. That means that they have watched every inch of film. Every inch. They're not letting one iota, not 1 inch of film go unwatched.
They're trying to flip this field. They've got Jones standing at his own 47-yard line. Mendez punting from the end zone. Takes the snap, kicks this one high. Jones coming up, fields this one at the 43. Meets Bickham and Whittle, and then he ushers himself out of bounds into Owls territory, just barely, they say, to the 48. 8:22 of the second quarter. All UTSA. 24-0, the most recent score. They had a pick 6 from Hermanson to go 40 yards. We have a timeout on the field. This is Rice football from Learfield.
You know who makes the world's greatest hamburgers? You do. Only Fuddruckers allows you to completely customize your burger with endless ways to create your crave. You'll always have gourmet perfection in your hands. You might even earn a PhD in burger building while doing it. Visit Fuddruckers today.
Every time you come to Fuddruckers, you have the power to create your crave. We like to call it CYC. CYC means you select your bun, the size of your burger, and the burger is cooked your way. And don't forget about our abundant variety of delicious toppings. CYC, only at Fuddruckers.
The Windham Houston Medical Center Hotel and Suites is the preferred hotel for anybody visiting the Medical Center, the Museum District, or Rice University. We offer the largest suites in the Medical Center, complete with full kitchens, and our full-service restaurant and outdoor pool will make your stay complete. We look forward to having you experience the Windham Houston Medical Center Hotel and Suites soon. And if you need a group rate or need 10 or more rooms, don't forget to call 713-528-7744. That's 713-528-7744.
Rutgers the world's greatest hamburgers, whether your crave is grilled onions, crispy bacon, 3 cheese, or all the above. We got you, Nate. We get you one day. Their produce and homemade buns always fresh and delicious. Come by, create your crave today at Fuddruckers. Mike Bloomgren Show back in person coming up Monday night at that Fuddruckers 288 at McGregor location. As we were saying last time, the Owls have to get some pressure on the offense for UTSA, and Elijah Garcia said they want to make it tough on Sincere McCormick.
The front seven, we put a lot of pride in stopping the run and putting the pressure on the quarterback to make big throws. So we're just going to go out there. So it's our technique that Coach Calhoun drills in us every week. Getting off blocks, running off blocks, and just making plays. Because to stop a guy like that, you got to hit him hard and hit him often. So that's what we're trying to do, and we're just going to go do it.
And McCormick and the UTSA offense, their best starting field position at the Rice 48-yard line right now, leading Rice 24-0, 8:22 of this second quarter. The clap and the snap. Harris hands to McCormick straight up the middle, and he rides his big fella lineman past to the 46. They say his knee went down back at the 46, so he got a couple. Second down and 8. Inuchuku on the stop.
Need something really, really big here. What you need is a turnover. Because you got to be able to spark the offense, and I'm not quite sure what's going to happen with Constantine.
They call it 3 yards, 2nd and 7. Roll out to the left. That's his strong side. Piercy chasing him. He flips it here near way. Caught by Franklin, palming the football like it's like a basketball, and he gets his way down near the 40, let's say the 42-yard line for a gain of 4. 3rd down and 4. Coming up now, they will go tempo. The Owls' defensive line not assembled yet. Now they get set, and the snap comes back to Harris. Hit hard by Baker as he throws it deep to the right side. Incomplete, and that quickly goes into a 4th and 4 now for the Rice Owls. And Harris late to get up there after that big hit from Desmond Baker. And the Owls look to get the football back, and Jason Metco has an update on Jake Constantine down on the outside line.
Jake's been on the bike, guys, for about the last 5 minutes. They're testing out his right leg, and he's flexing around his right knee as we speak. He's trying to walk it off, and we'll keep you posted.
Thank you, and we know that is the truth there.
That's the best series defense we've seen.
And
with that hit on Harris,
that was a real hit.
That really was a big hit. And I don't know why the screen decided, the home team decided to show him just kind of lumbering off the field.
Fresh stays away from this punt from Dean, and it goes through the end zone. And the Owls will bring it out to the 20-yard line. 7:20, second quarter. UTSA 24 and Rice nothing.
That's the thing I didn't get. If we're at Rice Stadium, you better not show a Rice player struggling to get off the field. They showed Harris struggling to get off the field. And normally that's not what we see.
Rice Owls have lost 5 straight games to these UTSA Roadrunners. They need a big comeback to try to not make it 6. Cam Montgomery comes in the game for the Rice Owls at running back, but it's still Luke McCaffrey at quarterback for the Blue and Gray. He'll be under center. Receiver short side left is Patterson. 2 receivers out wide to his right side. Here's the snap. Turn, option, right side. He stops in traffic. Nowhere to go. He's caught up in the phone booth, and he does make 2 yards out of it. 2nd down and 8 coming up for McCaffrey and the offense. First lick coming over there for Hicks.
That was really a good defense, because a good play by McCaffrey, because the defense had already shed their blocks, and they were headed towards Cam, and that was on an option play. Option near side. They were running this play, and had he pitched that ball back to Cam, it was going to be not good.
Not as good.
No.
Dadrian Taylor comes into the game. He actually had that last tackle, by the way, because Hicks comes in now, so he did not have that last tackle. They pitched to Myers following a big block from Garcia, and Myers keeps churning to his right, and he is brought down up at the 28-yard line, so a nice 6-yard gain for Jordan Myers as the tackle comes from Wisdom.
It's been a while since we've actually seen the offense not have anything that worked. And what I mean by that, that's not a knock on the offense. That's a compliment to the UTSA defense. They've just had Rice's number all day. That's what you said.
And I apologize. That was Broussard there, 6 yards. and not Myers, as McCaffrey's out of the shotgun. Takes this snap, looking right side. Throws it over the middle. Big hit at the 34-yard line. Bradley the first down at the 34. A 6-yard gain. And everybody in the San Antonio 2-1-0 knows that Tariq Woolen made that hit because he's showboating and letting everybody know about it, but a first down to the 34.
I was going to say, he made the hit, but still we got the first down. I mean, so you want to do something special, make the hit and draw the ball loose. Otherwise, okay, it was a good hit.
Wasn't even that hard, really. Bailey to the left. He has leverage on him.
That's right.
He had leverage on him. But here's the snap. Hand to Broussard. Sprints to the left at the 40. He is rumbling past some guys. Gets a 12-yard gain across the left end. Wisdom again on that tackle, the 46.
You might have heard me say move, and the reason at the end, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, but I love the fact that Ari actually got a stiff arm on a guy and planted him into the ground. That's what you want to see. Ari running the ball and stiff-arming guys and planting them into the ground.
That was an angry run. Under 5 minutes. 5-minute mark of this second quarter. 24-0 UTSA. Suckley in there is the blocking back. Broussard there as the running back. McCaffrey tosses to him. Broussard around the right end, spins it back up the middle, and he will get near midfield. He lunges, and they'll officially say actually down at the 48-yard line. It's only a gain of 2. Second down and 8. The big fellow, Lamonte McDougal, Pompano Beach, Florida, generously listed at 290. And I can say that as I am well far from 290, and he does not look like 290.
Okay. Anyway, we'll move on down the road on that one. But that could have been a loss. That could have been a tackle for loss. And Ari was able to spin out of it and get some positive yards.
Second and 8, the 48 I formation. McCaffrey the snap in a hand to Broussard, cutting in right. Best the Owls offense has looked all day. Gets down to the 40-yard line. And the first lick coming in from UTSA's Dantzler, the defensive end, down to the 40. First down.
Finally got something going here. Ari Broussard finally running the ball with effectiveness, and that's what you have to have. If you want to get your passing game going, start running the football, and right now the Owls are doing that. It's good to see.
Credited for 12 yards for Broussard, the redshirt sophomore from New Orleans, Lusher High School. First and 10 at the UTSA 40. Rice down 24-0. McCaffrey hands to Broussard straight up the middle, pinballing off of Parks, the safety. And he is slung down by Feaster, the inside linebacker, starting for Liggett today. And that's a 7-yard gain down to the 33.
See, there's no answer for that. The only answer they have is a substitute right now. And UTSA, what Rice has to do is keep running the ball down their throats. Eventually, you start loosening up that defense because they've been playing uphill on Rice's offense all day long. So you got to find a way to get it done. It looks like they had an answer, and now they're going to Cam.
Yeah, Montgomery comes in. Broussard checks out. Patterson near side. And they stack 3 receivers to the left. Snap. Fake. And they give it around the left end, into round to Patterson at the 40, trying to turn it in. He is tackled for a 7-yard loss on the play, back at the 40-yard line. Ken Robinson from Grand Prairie makes that stop. Now third down and 10 to 40.
Fletch had 2 guys to block out there. He didn't know which one to block. And I thoroughly understand that, because you have to be able to get one of those guys. You want to get the inside guy, but unfortunately Cedric Patterson had run past him. So at that point, the question was, can he beat those 2 defenders and get up the field instead of taking that 7-yard loss? And the answer to that is
24-0 UTSA, 2:20. Remember, the Owls get the football to start the second half. Pete goes in motion. Here's the snap to McCaffrey, rolling to the right, and they finally stop the play, but this might be a delay of game.
Timeout, Rice. That's their third.
Rather have that timeout call. 2:13 of this second quarter. UTSA 24 and Rice nothing. Timeout on the field. We'll break it as well. This is Rice football from Learfield.
Attention Owls fans. You can now support Rice every day thanks to the Tap and Pay Plus mobile app. It's simple. You shop with Tap and Pay Plus, earn instant cash back along the way, and Tap and Pay Plus will donate back to Rice Athletics for you. Just go to the App Store and download Tap and Pay Plus, select Rice Athletics as your cause, and start rewarding yourself while supporting your school.
With Houston Methodist Virtual Urgent Care, You can skip the drive and the waiting room and connect to our board-certified providers from your computer, tablet, or mobile phone. Virtual urgent care visits are available 24/7, no appointment needed, even on weekends and holidays. Now you can get the same trusted care you expect from Houston Methodist, wherever you are, whenever you need us.
To learn more, visit HoustonMethodist.org. Houston Methodist, leading medicine.
IBEW. The Owls are so proud to again be partnering with IBEW, International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 716, lighting up Rice University and Houston for over 100 years. So there you go, IBEW. Love you, IBEW. Thank you for your support. There's my fun Dr. Hamburger.
It's coming.
I love my partners.
It's coming.
Hey,
did you hear we had the Mike Bloomgren Show back live again?
Man, Monday?
Coming Monday night, 7 to 8.
Dude, I'm going to be at the door. I'll be standing there. They're going to look at me like, why is he here? We know why you're here. You're always hungry. You want a fun burger hamburger.
Well, some on-air production, but I do need you to fill in. I've got Rice basketball duty here in a little over a month, Thanksgiving week. So the Monday of Thanksgiving week, you can have all the Bud Rutgers you want if you mind filling in.
I'll do it. Okay. I'm done. All right, good.
Sorry, Manco, you're out of it. 24-0. UTSA.
I'm sorry, you just got kicked to the curb.
Owls just used their final timeout. They have 3rd and 10 at the UTSA 40 in a noisy Alamo Dome. Raucous, I dare say. Back to pass Mccaffrey, coming from the left, coming right. A flag comes in. He just runs backwards and flings it into the UTSA sideline. And then another flag comes in post-possession. This could be offsetting. The latter one was a grounding call on McCaffrey. Nearest guy was at the Alamo.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Holding, offense number 58. The penalty to clock. Intentional grounding, offense number 12. Ball plays in a spot on the 5. 4th down.
We've seen a lot of progress from the Rice offensive line the last few weeks, but it's been a rough first half for them.
Reminds me of University of Houston. You know, Arkansas and Texas, that's different. What we saw from U of H, the University of Houston, when this Rice Owls offensive line was trying to block them, they couldn't do it. And what we're seeing right now against UTSA, it's something I've not seen in a long time. When you know what a team is getting ready to do, JP, it's different when you just out-physical the team. When you know and out-physical the team, that's special.
It's 4th down and 32. Rice its own 38. Mendez will punt it, and he unleashes one high. Back to Jones, makes the catch at the 21. Around the right end, Bickham wraps him up around the shoulder and slings him down hard on the sideline. Far away. They'll start from the 25, right to left, but a minute 52 to go, and UTSA has all 3 of its timeouts remaining in this first half. And remember, Rice gets the football to start the second half.
They're going to need it. You want to see something happen here in the second half, but minute 52 is just not enough time.
You hope.
We'll see. We get a turnover, creates a turnover. I mean, that's what they did against Southern Miss, right? 4 pass interceptions, and 4 pass interceptions against Southern Miss. And you'd like to see something like that, but the problem is that Mr. Harris has only thrown 3 on the season.
It's not his first career game it was for Langs. Not taken away from anything Rice did. The snap in the hand, and UTSA's back will sliver his way past the 25-yard line to the 26. Trey Schumann making that tackle on Daniels, 2nd down and 9.
And this is a talented – Rice has a very talented defense.
Yeah.
It's just you're up against a really good football team here at UTSA.
The clap, the snap, and Harris wants to run. That's the 30-yard line, 35, up the middle of the field, the 40, the 45, and to the 48-yard line. Montero on that tackle, 48-yard line, 22 yards. That didn't seem to be a designed quarterback draw, but he quickly, when they say his knees down to the 45-yard line. Here's the snap and a screen to the left side, and Tyree Ogle-Kellogg drops the screen pass incomplete. 2nd and 10 at the 46-yard line.
That's supposed to be a bubble. And look, I mean, you wonder the play before that whether or not it was a design play. Again, defense over pursuit. What do you have? A lane. Created a lane. You took off. Why do I need to throw the ball when I can run for 15?
They put Cephas in motion. Minute 6 of the second quarter. UTSA 24-0 lead. Here's the snap. Looking right, looking middle, bailing out, running to the left side, up to the 50, and he will sprint out of bounds ahead of a Lockhart tackle. He goes to the Rice 47-yard line. So credited for 6 yards, they say, on that play. So 3rd down, a short 4. UTSA content. 59 seconds left in this second quarter here. 3rd and 3 officially.
That's 11-on-11 football. You know, when your quarterback is filling in the gap and you can't complete the pass, there's nowhere to run the football, but you wait for a big gap and he's getting 10, 15, 20 yards a whop, then that's 11-on-11 football right there.
Here's the snap. Looking left, throwing left, a little bit behind Ogle-Kellogg, and he makes that catch down to the 40. Nice play there. They pick up 7 yards and the first down. Remember, he was a big one a few years ago. That's his 8th catch of the year. Averages about 9 yards per. Here's the snap. Harris standing tall in the pocket, humming it over the middle. Cardenas, the tight end, catches, and he is brought down inside the 15-yard line, hit by a lock bar. 41 seconds left. Clock stop for the move of the chains. 26 yards straight over the middle.
That's a good job by Lockhart because Cardenas is 6'4", 275. But the thing is, Harris is getting a lot of time to throw the ball. He's finding guys wide open in a zone. And that's not supposed to happen.
UTSA has the stoppage as you hear the words of Mr. Barnett. 37 seconds left in this first half. And stay tuned. Here we'll have some quick words from Dunleavy family head football coach Mike Bloomgren with Jason Metco. And Ryan will have a lot to get to from our IBEW Local 716 halftime show. Some scores. We got to see the end of the Texas game up here. A&M, a big win today at Missouri. Saw Georgia, Kentucky. That was probably one of the more marquee games across the country. Alabama plays later tonight, so actually they just started, but nothing like October in college football.
Love it. It's great. It's pageantry. You know, it's by that time, you know, you figure teams are established and ready to go, and they know who their playmakers are and who's going to do what.
Harris, the snap, throws it to the end zone, right side of the first play, and pass interference will be called in the right corner. Fresh on Cephas there in that right side. No?
2-5.
Okay, Dunbar, you think?
Yeah, Dunbar.
Okay.
Defense number 25.
Okay, thanks.
Automatic first down.
Unfortunately, Dunbar there.
In fact, earlier in the game, he got lucky because it was in the middle of the field, and normally cornerbacks are taught to defend the ball. Instead, he's defending the man. That got him in trouble that time, and that's why I was passing the first call. The other time, there was enough separation between him. That was back in the first quarter. Enough separation between him and the wide receiver for him not to be called, and the ball was thrown in a good spot for him. But this time, Harris kind of put the ball where it needed to be.
First and goal at the 2-yard line. 31 seconds left. UTSA leading 24-0. The snap, Harris. Little play action, goes left and hot for the touchdown. Cephas slammed down by Smith after that out of frustration. No flag, but UTSA leads 30-0.
Yeah, that's really, really tough. I have that 13-yard penalty. 7 plays, 75 yards, took a minute 26. Frank Harris to Joshua Cephas. And, of course, the folks in Houston, his parents, and I'm sure where Aaron Cephas is today.
I have not heard that in a few years since he left the program. But the point after try coming up for Duplessis, and he banks it through. The most neon paint of any end zone holes I've seen this year, the uprights. And it's 31-0 UTSA, 26 seconds left. For Cephas, that was his 4th touchdown catch of the season. He's their leading receiver coming in. And again, Rice gets the ball to start the second half, but UTSA proving they are not messing around. They came out ready to play.
No, and that's the difference. When you don't make many mistakes, when you don't have a lot of penalties to slow the game down and get you frustrated, and you're doing things well, and you got playmakers. This is how you play football, and this is an efficient way to play football. I give a lot of credit to Coach Taylor. I mean, he's done a phenomenal job here coming out of Gilmer, and his staff is good. To be honest, this team is a team that was recruited by Frank Wilson. So he just couldn't turn the corner with them, and they were on a rebuild. And it takes about 3 to 4 years for a good rebuild, just like in Rice. Mike Bloomberg needs time. And so it's not something you can fix overnight, so he needs time.
Fresh makes the fair catch at the 1-yard line. 26 seconds left. Don't expect the Owls to try to do much here with he got enough time to maybe try one play, but McCaffrey coming out. The Owls do get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, so to kind of finish what I had talked about earlier, you got to have time. You got to find your guys, and they've got a plethora of experience on the squad, and those guys can play, and that's what we're seeing today. That's why they're 6-0 coming into this game.
You got 36 seniors, 12 of those super seniors.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they got some grown guys out there. The 25-yard line, the snap and a hand to Myers, and Myers will pick his hole around the right end, and he is grabbed and thrown down by Jay Nwachukwu, junior from Memorial High School in McAllen. And I think the Owls will let the time march off here. Hear from Coach Bloomgren here in just a second, but 294 total yards for UTSA at the break. Rice 53.
It's tough. I mean, this is a tough one. And Coach is trying to find some answers right now. I'm sure he knows what has to happen, but the question is, can you execute it? And that's the big question for Coach Mike Bloomgren and the coaching staff of the Rice Owls in the second half.
The Owls' assistant coaches is back, really angry at the officials and carrying on an extended conversation. And Coach Bloomgren down with Jason.
Coach, how do you go about building the foundation in the second half after what took place in the first?
Yeah, we've got to do better with our keys. I mean, there's no magic formula that's going to work. We've got to play better, and that's the bottom line. And we've got to all do a better job of understanding our keys, understanding what's expected of us, and making plays.
What have you heard about Jay Constantine and his status?
Yeah, we're going to find out more at halftime. He non-contact thing with a lower body injury, and we'll see. Hopefully he can go.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. Guys, back up to you.
Thank you, Coach, and thank you, Jason. All UTSA 31-0 at the break. We'll be back with more of the IBEW Local 716 halftime show. This is Rice football from Learfield.
Rice teams and traditions are legendary. Our team as strategic wealth designers are proud to be a partner of Rice Athletics. What an honor to be working together. When you're ready to discuss your financial future, call the team the Owls trust. We look forward to creating your winning strategy for retirement. Visit us at swdgroup.com today and go Owls.
Head on over to Little Woodrow's in Rice Village. They've got post-game drink specials a college student can't refuse. On Thursdays, enjoy college nights with $2 domestic drafts and $3 shots. Any other day, bring your Rice ID and get more great specials. With a large patio deck, board games, and trivia nights, Little Woodrow's is definitely the place to be. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram to stay up to date with our upcoming events. Little Woodrow's, the official Rice Owls game day headquarters.
Big trip on the horizon? Before you depart, you gotta park. The parking spot is a simpler, easier way to navigate airport parking, and you can save when you book online. You're guaranteed a spot, and we even pick you up at your trunk in our yellow and black spotted shuttles and take you straight to the terminal. Parking and saving come full circle at the parking spot. The Parking Spot, proud sponsor of Rice University. Visit theparkingspot.com to reserve your spot today.
Shoppers is proud to be your local John Deere dealer. The history of John Deere tractors goes back over 100 years. When you think of John Deere, you think of words like iconic, legendary, industry leader. We at Shoppers are glad to be a part of that history. So if you're needing a John Deere tractor, gator, or lawnmower, you can find information by Googling Shoppers at SHOPPAS. We look forward to helping you write your own John Deere tractor story. Come see us at Shoppers. We're all things John Deere and proud supporter of Rice Owl Athletics.
On the Rice Sports Network from Learfield, welcome to the IBEW Local Union 716 halftime show. Coming up, scores from around the country, highlights and stats from our first half. Now let's head inside our Little Woodrow studios. Here again, Ryan Stone.
At halftime, UTSA handling Rice, leading 31-0 at the break. Ryan Stone with you in the Little Woodrow studios. Time for your IBEW Local Union 716 halftime show. Let's go ahead and dive right in to our Houston Windham Medical Center Hotel and Suites scoreboard update. In Conference USA action, not a ton going on today, but Western Kentucky handling Old Dominion as they win 43-20. Bailey Zappi with just under 400 yards passing and 5 touchdowns in that one for the Hilltoppers. Also, UAB blanked Southern Miss 34-0. Louisiana Tech and UTEP will kick off later tonight. In top 25 action, number 25 Texas hosting 12th ranked Oklahoma State earlier today. The Longhorns led 24-13 in the third quarter, but the Cowboys would respond.
Jalen Warren, 30 rushes for 181 yards. The Cowboys have rushed for 147 yards in the fourth quarter. Play clock down to 3. First and goal. Sanders takes a snap, keeps it, cuts back left inside the 5, and he goes into the end zone. Pistols firing. Touchdown, Oklahoma State. Spencer Sanders.
Dave Hunziker from Learfield on the call. Oklahoma State scored the last 19 points to win 32-24. Meanwhile, number 21 Texas A&M on the road at Missouri. They took care of business, did the Aggies, winning 35-14. Number 20 Florida fell at ASU 49-42. 17th ranked Arkansas got upset at home by Auburn 38-23. Baylor gets a big victory at home as they knock off number 19 BYU 38-24. The Bears now 6-1 on the season. Number 1 Georgia continues to roll as they handle Kentucky 30-13. Big upset possibly in the Big Ten. Purdue on the road at Iowa. And man, rough day for the Hawkeyes.
2nd and 9 for the Boilermakers at the Hawkeye 21. O'Connell, here comes a Hawkeye blitz. O'Connell throws to the end zone. He's got a man out there. It's caught. It's a touchdown. David Bell with another reception. And the Boilermakers are blowing it open early in the fourth quarter.
Tim Newton from Learfield on the call with that one. Purdue would get the upset victory 24-7. Game just getting underway. Number 5 Alabama on the road at Mississippi State. Tide leading 7-3 early in that one. 6:52 to go in the first quarter. Kicking off here in just a couple of minutes, number 4 Oklahoma hosting TCU. Also 13th ranked Ole Miss on the road at Tennessee. 22nd ranked NC State on the road at Boston College. That's a look at your Windham Houston Medical Center Hotel and Suites scoreboard. We'll step aside for a break here on the IBEW Local Union 716 halftime show. When we come back, we'll recap the first half. Stay tuned. You're listening to Rice Football from Learfield.
Geico presents Monster Counseling.
Dracula, tell me how you're feeling.
No one understands how lonely it is. No one will even let me into their house. I knock and I knock, but they ignore me.
Uh-huh. What else?
I look in the mirror and I don't even see myself anymore.
If you don't see yourself clearly, can you really expect others to?
I'm having a breakthrough.
It's not easy to be a vampire, but with Geico, it's super easy to switch and save hundreds on your car insurance.
The Windham Houston Medical Center Hotel and Suites is the preferred hotel for anybody visiting the Medical Center, the Museum District, or Rice University. We offer the largest suites in the Medical Center, complete with full kitchens, and our full-service restaurant and outdoor pool will make your stay complete. We look forward to having you experience the Windham Houston Medical Center Hotel and Suites soon. And if you need a group rate or need 10 or more rooms, don't forget to call 713-528-7744. That's 713-528-7744.
What do you do when you need safe, reliable team transportation? You go Win. Win Transportation is one of the largest group transportation providers in Texas, a leader in charters, shuttles, and special events of all sizes. 5 people or 5,000. Win offers customizable team transportation with a wide range of motor coaches, mini buses, and vans. So, for safe, reliable team transportation, do like the Owls and go Win. Book at GoWin.com. GOWYNNE.com.
We interrupt your top 40 hits to issue this alert from the Karbach Brewing Company. In our efforts to brew our distinct and popular Hopadillo IPA, we have unwittingly created a monster with an insatiable thirst, a monster that will not stop until it gets what it wants, an ice-cold Hopadillo IPA, just like the one I'm holding in my hand. Bold, flavorful, dry-hopped, irresistible, sweet, berry. Hopadillo, find it before it finds you. Bravely brewed in Texas by the Karbach Brewing Company.
Back in the IBEW Local Union 716 halftime show. Ryan Stone here with you in the Little Woodrow Studios again at the half. It's all UTSA at this point. They lead 31-0 over the Owls. We take a look at the first half recap. On the opening drive for UTSA, they'd marched 75 yards in 9 plays, culminating in a 7-yard rushing touchdown by quarterback Frank Harris to make it 7-0. Later in the first quarter, the Road Winners would go 55 yards on 12 plays, resulting in a 30-yard field goal, making it 10-0 with 4:28 to go in the first quarter. And then just before the end of the first quarter, B.J. Daniels would run it in from 11 yards out to make it 17-0. Highlight of that drive was an 81-yard run by Sincere McCormick to set that up. That was a 3-play, 92-yard drive. Early in the second quarter, a Jake Constantine pass was intercepted by Harmonson. That was returned 40 yards for a touchdown. That would put UTSA in front 24-0. And then just before the half, a 2-yard passing touchdown from Frank Harris to Joshua Cephas. That made things 31-0 in favor of UTSA. Another score I forgot to mention, the ALCS. The Houston Astros currently trailing the Red Sox in Game 2 of that series, 9-3 in the bottom of the 7th. The Astros did take Game 1 last night, so the Red Sox looking to even things up this afternoon. Number 5, Alabama still leading Mississippi State 7-3 in terms of games currently in progress for college football. That game 6:35 to go in the first quarter. And NC State and Boston College have just kicked off. Oklahoma and TCU about to kick off, and Ole Miss on the road at Tennessee is about to get underway as well. So still a lot to come in college football action tonight in terms of the top 25. Been an interesting day so far as number 2 Iowa has already lost, number 19 BYU, number 25 Texas, number 17 Arkansas, number 20 Florida have all lost so far today. So 5 ranked teams have already gone by. Also number 11 Kentucky. Granted, lost to number 1 Georgia, but 6 of the top 25 teams have already lost so far today. We'll step aside for another break. When we come back, JP and Nate will recap the first half and get you ready for the second half on the Rice Sports Network from Learfield.
The lights, the sounds, the cameras, the electricity. If you can feel it, hear it, see it, chances are an IBEW electrician built it. The members of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 716 built the things that make Rice University and Houston great, and we want you to join us. Excellent training, fantastic benefits in retirement, and 0 student loan debt. Build a better career. To find out more, visit IBEW716.net.
Big trip on the horizon? Before you depart, you've got to park. The parking spot is a simpler, easier way to navigate airport parking, and you can save when you book online. You're guaranteed a spot, and we even pick you up at your trunk in our yellow and black spotted shuttles and take you straight to the terminal. Parking and saving come full circle at the parking spot. The Parking Spot, proud sponsor of Rice University. Visit theparkingspot.com to reserve your spot today.
Everybody's got a burger. No matter what your burger, Fuddruckers has it. Each morning, we make the freshest buns for the world's greatest hamburger. Whatever craving combo you have, our buns have you covered. 100% all-American premium cut beef cooked to order. Add delicious toppings to pile high. Then head over to our build-your-own produce bar with fresh ingredients to create your crave. Our burger coasters are waiting for you at Fuddruckers.
Rice fans, need a place to stay while watching your Owls play ball? Located just steps from campus is the Hilton Houston Medical Center. Visit us today at houstonplaza.hilton.com or call 713-313-4000 to get that special Rice discount. Again, that's houstonplaza.hilton.com or call 713-313-4000 to get that special Rice discount now.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by Rice University. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of Rice and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by Rice University.
Rice Owls trailing big at the break against the UTSA Roadrunners by a 31-0 count. You hand me those stats I left by you, Walter. I know it's not baseball season, but broadcaster there as UTSA leads big. They've got 14 first downs at the break, Rice 4. Owls had actually had the ball thanks to that last drive. They didn't get points, but they sure kept UTSA off the field. Owls had the ball about 16 minutes, UTSA around 14 minutes of possession. And total yards, 294 for UTSA. Rice just 53 yards, less than 2 yards per play for the Owls. 20 rushing and 33 passing. And UTSA 181 rushing yards. 115 of those, 114 with the net yards coming from Sincere McCormick. Had an 80-yard run that he did not score at. That was the play of the game, I thought, in that first half. And obviously 30 minutes left of the game. But that McCormick run, when you knew the Owls needed a stop in the first play, McCormick had that long run. That was a huge play at the time. And then later they had the pick six. But that McCormick run set it up to make it 17-0. And then, if possible, UTSA was playing with even more confidence after that moment.
No question. And now their defense is playing with, ears pinned back. And I know people don't think their defense is as good, and they're not as good as the offense. But they're good. And so now, what do you do if you're Rice? What are you going to call? What are you going to say to your team? There's a lot of things going through Mike Bloomgren's head as he's walking into the locker room after talking with us. And now he's got to deliver that message to guys who are down 31-0 at the half. You got to find a way to make sure these guys stay in the game, because that's just one half of football. You still got a second half of football. And I've seen teams be down by as much as 31 come back and win the game.
And, hey, hopefully they can do that, get the ball to start the second half, to start it out in the right direction. Looking more of these stats, UTSA 113 passing yards at the break from Frank Harris. Individual stats, start with the quarterbacks. Jake Constantine, 3 of 6 passing for 21 yards. You heard Coach Bloomgren tell us it was a non-contact injury, and they're looking at him. Luke McCaffrey, 2 of 3 passing for 12 yards in that first half. Rice rushing the football. Ari Broussard, 5 rushes for 39 yards. Looking at a note on Ari, he now has had at least one carry of 12 yards or more in the last 5 games. He leads the Owls in rushing at the break. Jordan Myers, 6 carries for 21 yards. And Cedric Patterson, 2 grabs for 14 yards. Jake Bailey, 2 catches for 13 yards. Naeem Smith leads the Owls in tackles. He has 6. Schumann and Baker each have 5. On the UTSA ledger, Harris, 11 of 17 for 113 yards and 1 touchdown, no picks. Sincere McCormick, 11 rushes, 114 yards.
11.
Yeah.
Not 21.
81 on 1 carry, though.
11. He wouldn't get another yard tonight. I'd sit every one of them. On my defense? I'm sorry. I'm channeling. Remember the Titans. I'm sorry.
His eyes got really big there, folks. Maybe our Facebook and YouTube folks could see that. But Frank Harris called his own number 4 times for 45 yards rushing. Joshua Cephas, 3 grabs for 51 yards, including a short touchdown catch. Clark, 3 for 23 grabs, among others. And on tackles, they had Robinson leading them with 4. Woolen and Taylor and Wisdom each had 3 tackles in that first half of action. At the break, UTSA 31 and Rice nothing. Yes, sir.
I'd start Ari Broussard.
Okay. He's running with some fire.
Authority.
Yeah.
39 yards on the ground in the first half. That's in the second quarter. We played the first quarter.
Yeah,
second quarter.
We'll see. Rice gets the football to start the second half. They're coming out of the locker room as we speak. Second half started next. 31-0 UTSA at the break. This is Rice football from Learfield.
We interrupt your top 40 hits to issue this alert from the Karbach Brewing Company. In our efforts to brew our distinct and popular Hopadillo IPA, we have unwittingly created a monster with an insatiable thirst, a monster that will not stop until it gets what it wants, an ice-cold Hopadillo IPA, just like the one I'm holding in my hand. Bold, flavorful, dry-hopped, irresistible, sweet Mary! Hopadillo. Find it before it finds you. Bravely brewed in Texas by the Karbach Brewing Company.
Shoppers is proud to be your local John Deere dealer. The history of John Deere tractors goes back over 100 years. When you think of John Deere, you think of words like iconic, legendary, industry leader. We at Shoppers are glad to be a part of that history. So if you're needing a John Deere tractor, gator, or lawnmower, you can find information by Googling Shoppers at SHOPPAS. We look forward to helping you write your own John Deere tractor story. Come see us at Shoppers. We're all things John Deere and proud supporter of Rice Owl Athletics.
Hey, college football fans, I'm Mike Golick.
And I'm Kate Scott. This fall, we are bringing you a fresh new way to hear college football play-by-play. Golick and I teaming up for college football Saturday night, powered by Learfield.
It's a bold new way to listen to college football. Smart, fun, refreshing, food. I added that. A unique radio play-by-play experience, and I'm so looking forward to broadcasting live alongside Kate this fall.
College football Saturday night, powered by Learfield. Hope you'll join us.
Hey everybody, this is Mike Golick, and I'm back to host the second season of the Fan Exam live trivia game every Monday and Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Test your college sports knowledge against fans from around the country for the chance to win cash and prizes, including an unforgettable New Year's Day experience at the Rose Bowl Stadium in Pasadena. It's free to play in the brand new Fan Exam app or at thefanexam.com. Get ready to ace the test. Join us for the Fan Exam Season 2 every Monday and Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Just about to start this second half. Thursday afternoon, in Hattiesburg, Owls lost in soccer, a 2-1 double overtime heartbreaker. Delaney Schultz, Tuesday, named the Conference USA Offensive Player of the Week. She had the golden goal in the UAB overtime win last week. Also had an assist on the other goal from Izzy McBride. Owls host UTSA tomorrow at Holloway Field, and our very own Jason Metco will have a call on CUSA TV. Jason, what do you think about that one tomorrow?
Yeah, it should be a good regroup after that tough double overtime loss. It's the first of 2 at home to close out the regular season. It's the final game of the regular season. It's the 28th at North Texas. And then hard to believe this, November 1st through the 7th, the Conference USA Tournament. So come out, support the Owls tomorrow. Again, 2 o'clock, Holloway Field. If you can't make it, tune in to CUSA TV. And yeah, some guy named Metco's calling. It should be entertaining.
We'll let them know. Here's what's important. Are they going to have Fuddrucker hamburgers at the game?
I will request them upon my arrival just for you, Nate.
Just messing with you, Jason. Have a good call tomorrow, man.
Thank you, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Rice volleyball at Louisiana Tech. They swept the Lady Techsters last night after the bye week, and they took a 3-1 win today in Ruston. More on that in a bit as we have the start of the second half. Sean Fresh lets it go over his head, and the Owls will have it at the 25-yard line. And we'll see, like we think, who Mccaffrey will come out to start the second half at quarterback. I thought I saw McMahon go there in the huddle and with Wiley Green, but it will be McCaffrey. But how about that Rice volleyball match today? Nicole Lennon broke the Rice career kills record in that game. Owls receiving votes in the top 25. They host Southern Miss matches on Friday and Saturday next week. Rice football, Suckley the fullback, and yes, Nate Broussard is the running back. As McCaffrey goes under center, receiver either way. Snap and a hand off left tackle Broussard up to the 30, the 35. A flag comes soaring in the picture as the tackle was started by Wisdom and then finished off by Woolen, but this could be coming back.
Goodness.
Holding, defense number 6. 10-yard penalty headed at the end of the run. First down.
We'll turn that down.
That's a defensive holding penalty.
Yeah, you'll see that maybe 3 or 4 times in a season. And mark it up. They mark it to the 48-yard line.
I like that because that was about, how long was that run for Broussard?
It was a good one.
You got about a good 12-yard run from Broussard, I think.
Tack on another 10 there for that holding penalty. The 13-yard rush by Broussard for the record. Miss you, Bob Schlanger. Not having the numbers there. Bailey to the right. Patterson to the left. They pitch to Broussard. He runs off the left tackle there, and that a wall of Roadrunner Blue is there. Actually, Griffin there on that stop. As Brandon Brown, a Katy kid, went to Morton Ranch and then went to Tulane, transferred here to UTSA. No gain for Griffin. His second carry of the game, 2nd and 10 to 48.
Yeah, you got to have forward momentum. I think a draw or a pitch, unless the back is on the run, it makes it kind of tough against the UTSA front 7. They come after you.
Patterson and Bailey to the right. McCaffrey in the shotgun in between 2 protector backs. The snap, a hand to Montgomery around the right end. He is squished down right behind the line of scrimmage by Hicks, the Sam linebacker. He had an interception at the 3-yard line to clinch their win last week. Leads the team in sacks and TFLs. Gets his 6.5 tackle for a loss of the year. A 6-yard loss, 3rd and 16.
Yeah, they tried to run toss or a sweep play to the far side of the field. Probably needed to run it to the near side of the field. You get a little bit better leverage if you're blocking. And your offensive linemen don't have to work so hard because they've got less ground to cover between the hash and the boundary line.
They mark it at 3rd and 15. Here's the snap. McCaffrey looking left, picked off, and this will go the other way. Down the right sideline, the 20, the 10, the 5. Mayfield, the senior from Forney, waltzes in for the touchdown, and UTSA leads 37-0. Their second pick 6 of the day.
Just Jake didn't see him. Jake was actually running an out route, and that ball was thrown right to Mayfield. I'm not sure if Jake would have had enough time to play defensive back. And I tell you what, Mayfield, once he caught it, it was over. They've been picking on him or picking to that side of the corner, that side a little bit more than any other side today, thinking that he might be the guy that they could actually pick on today, but he's turned things around. He's a smart cornerback, and that time he made the right play.
They'll have fun in the film room as they have 2 big fellows on the special teams late in there. They had plenty of time, 5 seconds there to get the special team snap off. Dean puts the hold down to Duplessis. Rockets that extra point through the end zone to all right. They went from bad to, if possible, worse as UTSA leads 38-0. 13:06 left in this 3rd quarter. There's a timeout on the field. Back after this. This is Rice football from their field.
The lights, the sounds, the cameras, the electricity. If you can feel it, hear it, see it, chances are an IBEW electrician built it. The members of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 716 built the things that make Rice University and Houston great, and we want you to join us. Excellent training, fantastic benefits and retirement, and 0 student loan debt. Build a better career. To find out more, visit IBEW716.net.
Hey y'all, this is Michael Felder, co-host of College Sports Now. We're breaking down all the action from around the country every week with new episodes dropping 4 days a week during the football season. We'll look beyond the box score and keep our finger on the pulse of college football from September all the way through the national championship game in January. Listen all season long on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you love to get your favorite podcast. And be sure to follow along on Twitter at CSNowTweets.
I'll tell you what, things have not gotten better here at the Alamo Dome. Rice is now down 38-0 here, 13:06 in the third quarter. Strength of a one-play, 49-yard pickoff by Corey Mayfield. He takes it back to the other end for a touchdown. So 14 points off turnovers today. Just 14 points off turnovers. You don't turn the ball over. It's 24-0. But 14 points off turnovers for UTSA. And they now lead 38-0 here with 13:06 remaining in the third quarter.
Yeah, just 61 total yards of offense for Rice. UTSA 294. But when you can get one defensive score or special team score in a game, much less two, that tells a lot about a team's dominance in one game.
That's kind of what you want on your fantasy team. So you play fantasy football?
Oh, heck no. I hate fantasy football. What? Despise it with a passion, a red-burning coals. You want me to talk more? We got a game to call.
I kind of like you doing that, but
don't get me started.
Most red-blooded Americans are playing fantasy football. I love to hear your rant. I'm loving this. You look funny, man. You just
yeah, here at Fuddruckers. Here's Fresh staring up into the ceiling of the Alamo Dome, sprints across the 15-yard line and gets popped hard at the CUSA logo and then dropped. Owls will have the football down 38-0. UTSA's Denzel Feaster put a big hit there on special teams. But let's just say I'm pretty fanatical about my favorite team just up north of Houston on I-45.
You can say what it is.
And I cannot stand wanting anything good to happen for teams from Philadelphia, Washington, or New York. So I will never, ever, ever play fantasy football. You mark that, Facebook crowd. I'm looking at you right now. Here's the snap. Inside screen to the left side. Another big hit by UTSA. They drop Myers. And Wisdom telling everybody in the Alamo Dome that he made that hit. A loss of 3 yards on the play. Second down and 13. So no, Nate, I do not play fantasy football.
I don't understand the thought process behind other teams being players being better than any Dallas Cowboy players just because you have them on your fantasy team.
Yeah, you don't want them to do well. I want failure from my other opponents. Yeah, here's the snap. A hand to the left side, and Broussard stumbling his way, got picked around, and Wisdom again. Pumping a fist after that tackle. Broussard did get past the line of scrimmage, but it'll still be 3rd down and 9-ish. Yeah, 3rd down and 9 at the 24 coming up.
I applaud Eric Broussard right now. He's playing hard, man. He's in that AB gap.
He's a ball player.
He really is, and he's doing all he can to try to motivate this team today. Nothing has really worked out well for them so far. You want something good to happen because it's really a talented team. It's a team with a lot of talented players, and we're just not seeing it right now.
Owls 1 of 7 on 3rd downs. They need 9 here for the 24. A snap, Mccaffrey, nothing to the right, screen to the left. Patterson up to the 25. They're a great tackling team, and they bring Patterson down at the 27-yard line. So they got 3 on that play. And quick back sell is that I had Cedric Patterson, my guy, on the Mike Bloomgren show last Monday night. It's worth a listen on the archive. Great guy. And you know what my affinity for him, and I think he's got 2 years. He told me he has 2 years of eligibility after this. He's getting his master's degree right now at Rice. He got his degree in 2 years in psychology at New Mexico.
Well, I'm going to need to go out and talk with his mom, who's the superintendent of Crosby School District, because I need them to host a Friday football fever.
Okay.
And so we'll bring out, hang on.
Punt return for Jones, and he weaves his way around the right hash up to the 29-yard line. Got about 6 yards on that return. So Ms. Patterson gets a mention every broadcast. So if she doesn't know by now,
just about.
Let someone get the word to her that we need Nate.
Yeah, this is political. Yeah, this is political.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's no question. This is political. So we want this done. I don't want to hear anybody anything he knows. From if we get sun out, we're gonna have a great day on where. So hey,
the Cougars of Crosby, 10:45 third quarter. UTSA up big. The snap, Harris, a play action, half roll to the left side, stops. Piercy chases him and forces him to wing it in the sideline to the left. That's an Owls blue and gray sideline. 2nd and 10 for the 29-yard line. How about Piercy? He had a game-high 11 tackles in last week's game. KK Orji not playing again in this one, but Piercy's a ball player. Redshirt freshman really coming into his own. He had a good sturdy season anyway, but he's been a good one for the Owls on that outside linebacker rush end.
But you know what? I'll go into that in a second.
2nd down and 10 to 29, left to right. Harris, they got Cephas in motion. The snap, give to McCormick around the left end, and he will be stopped at the 30-yard line. Antonio Montero is down on the field right now as Piercy made that tackle. And looks like Montero on his right side as Trainer Kimball comes out there to tend to him. It'll be a 3rd down at about 8 coming up for UTSA after this injury stoppage. 38-0, UTSA leads Rice. 10:25 of the third quarter. This is Rice football from Learfield.
Shoppers is proud to be your local John Deere dealer. The history of John Deere tractors goes back over 100 years. When you think of John Deere, you think of words like iconic, legendary, industry leader. We at Shoppers are glad to be a part of that history. So if you're needing a John Deere tractor, gator, or lawnmower, you can find information by Googling Shoppers at SHOPPAS. We look forward to helping you write your own John Deere tractor story. Come see us at Shoppers. We're all things John Deere and proud supporter of Rice Owl Athletics.
Rice teams and traditions are legendary. Our team as strategic wealth designers are proud to be a partner of Rice Athletics. What an honor to be working together. When you're ready to discuss your financial future, call the team the Owls trust. We look forward to creating your winning strategy for retirement. Visit us at swdgroup.com today. And go Owls!
Tino Montero gets helped off to the far side, and he'll go in that Houston Methodist injury tent. Hate seeing that for your leading tackler. 38-0, UTSA leads. You never want to write off any game, but when does it get to the point where you might going down in the depth chart a little bit and seeing some other guys? Is that more of a fourth quarter decision? Obviously you wait. I know you wait a couple of drives, but it stings seeing your leading tackler go out like that.
Yeah, you don't want that to happen. I think this is as good a time as any to put in some of your youth so that they can get some playing time. Putting them in the fourth quarter is okay, but putting them in during the, shall we say, showcase time of the game, it's a good time to have them out there where they learn, in different situations, situational football.
4 wides, 2 each way. Now they put the big fella Watson, the tight end, in motion. Here's the snap. 3rd down and 9 from his 30 left to right. 10-18, and the clock starts ticking in this third quarter. Shotgun snap. The southpaw stands tall, slides to his left at the 30. Flag comes in, and he is forced out on that fall away by Gabe Taylor. I believe this will be a hold. And now Trey Schumann is down on the right house.
It's a hold. Pretty easy.
Nikena Inachuku not happy.
Offense, number 74. Penalty has been declined. Brings up 4th down.
Yeah, Inachuku carrying on an extended conversation with Burford, their left tackle.
You know what's surprising about all this, JP, is that you look at that Rice defense, that's a talented group of guys. It really is. I mean, they got the size.
18 for Rice is now number 59.
They're probably as big and physical as any team Rice has ever had. That goes back to the 2013 conference football team. And just not able to get it done. I mean, the schedule was tough this year.
Yeah,
you start out with Arkansas. U of H plays lights out.
Schumann to his feet now, getting helped off, but and I know you continue that thought, but you just hate Schumann, the injuries he's had in his career.
Yes.
And hopefully we get to see him again, as he's really having trouble putting weight on that left leg, it appears. But good to see Montero back in the game right now, as it actually was 4th down, so 4th and 7. They'll be punting away.
And you know what I think of Schumann? I think this guy's all world. It's just that the poor thing. I mean, the injuries have really hurt him here, and I don't think he hasn't yet reached his full potential as a defensive player. He's had sparks.
From the 32-yard line, a rare punt for Dean, fresh back at his 25. Line drive punt. That is sizzling to the left of Fresh. He lets that bounce near the sideline, and it goes out of bounds. What the launch angle was on that, as he just, and now we have some post-possession chatter.
He doesn't back down, but right now you're down 38-0.
So right to left, Rice will have it, and Luke McCaffrey coming in at quarterback. In that jersey switch they made earlier, that was on the Owls defensive side.
Rice is back at number 18.
Okay, it is. Okay. I thought it was Miles Adams for the Owls defense, but it is French. I think Mr. Buford is confused there. He would not be the only one in the building. I am at the first of that line. Here's the snap. McCaffrey handing to the right side, and a short gain on the right. And Broussard is brought down by the big fellow Lamonte McDougal. So, 2nd and 9. How do you try to open things up, Nate? Does it start with that run? Because they've got to find some kind of spark to build in this second half.
Running wide is not helping because the defense is getting to the edge. They got to run right at them. You got to run A gap, B gap, and just keep it going. Just move guys out of those gaps.
Here's the snap. A fake to the left. Bootleg to the right. McCaffrey picks up a block from Bailey, the 25-yard line, and he is ushered out of bounds by Wachuku. There's nowhere to run on that one. He got a couple yards. The 3rd down and 8.
Not much is working today because they haven't had a chance to experiment. But I do know what we saw against Southern Mississippi, we saw a lot of underneath coverage routes. And if you can run those split post routes, which is up the field about 12 to 15 yards and cut straight across the field, there's some open area there, but the quarterback has to have enough time to be able to get it to him.
Pete's in motion. 3rd and 7 actually from the 25. Snap. Running to his left, McCaffrey. Throwing across the body, back across the middle. A diving catch incomplete, the 40-yard line. Diving attempted that by Pete. In between the 8s on the front of the jersey. At 4th down and 7, the Owls will punt it back.
Yeah, he had a clear shot at it. Pete's got to catch that. That was a good pass, especially with McCaffrey running to his left and finding Pete throwing back to his right. That was a tough throw. And Pete's just got to make that catch. I guess it's tough with that brace on his arm, but he's got to make that catch.
And it's been tough, full disclosure, with if it's been Constantine or McCaffrey, they just have not had a lot of time.
Yeah, they've not settled. I mean, because of injuries or one thing or another, but quarterback position still is not settled.
Mendez, a towering punt off his right side of his foot, and it goes out of bounds at around the 40-yard line. So that'll go for a 35-yard punt. Down to the 40, we have a timeout on the field. 8:14 to go, 3rd quarter. It's UTSA 38 and Rice nothing. This is Rice football from their field.
From annual checkups to managing chronic conditions, taking care of your health should always be a priority. At Houston Methodist, our primary care doctors are available to provide personalized care for you and your family safely. We offer a variety of convenient ways to get care from us.
from same-day sick visits to extended hours at select locations. And we are taking every precaution to keep you safe during your visit. Choose your doctor or schedule online at houstonmethodist.org/stayhealthy.
Have no post-game plans? You do now. Head down the street to Little Woodrow's in Rice Village and relax over indoor and outdoor games, sports, and drink specials that a college student can't refuse. All you have to do is bring your student ID to enjoy $2.50 domestic drafts. Also, don't miss out on our Thursday college nights. We've got $2 domestic drafts and $3 shots. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram to stay updated on all our upcoming events and specials. Little Woodrow's, the official Rice Owls game day headquarters.
38-0, UTSA 8-14 in this third quarter. Have we told you that the Rice Mike Bloomgren show is going to be back at Fuddruckers? Well, the last virtual show we had was on Monday, and as a tease for the great content you get on this show, a great story that I'll follow up on in a second, but offensive line coach Sanders Davis went out to Palo Alto when he was a high school coach in Baton Rouge to pepper Coach Bloomgren with questions, and that was the beginning of their relationship.
And I learned a lot. I showed up. I was that coach that showed up with a giant notebook full of questions, and I had a lot of things I wanted to learn from him, and he sat there and was patient and helped me understand all of it, so that was really cool. Went back home, and then I went and visited him a few times over the next couple of years as he was speaking in clinics and things like that, and I got to know him, and he ended up getting the Rice job, and that was really great for me because living in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, it's a 4-hour drive.
A fantastic story we'll elaborate on in just a second. UTSA football, 1st and 10 at the 40, leading 38-0. A hand to McCormick, and he rams his way up the middle for a couple of yards. Montero near that tackle, and Achukwu started it. So 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, story you want to finish?
We'll get to it.
Okay.
But I don't know if you heard, but the Mike Bloomgren shows are back at Fuddruckers coming up.
You want me to continue my rant?
We'll get you a burger.
Thank you. I want every time I come.
I'll get you 2 of them. Harris is the quarterback. He is a talented one. Reigning Conference USA Player of the Week, threw for 6 touchdowns in Bowling Green at Western Kentucky. A record for UTSA, 400 yards of total offense. 2nd and 8 to 42. Here's the snap, and they lead it to Daniels. Sprinting right guard, that's the 50. High stepping at the 40. And he's down around the 37-yard line. Rudy Calderon and Miles McCord on that tackle for the Roadrunners.
Now they're just getting what they want. That's frustrating. Anytime that's happening, they're running by people, and their offensive linemen are getting their blocks.
21 yards to the Rice 37, and a 1st down. 38-0, UTSA leads. And the new receiver, Trevon Bradley from Cleveland, transferred from Houston. Hand to Daniels, pitch back right to Bradley around the right end. Stammers his feet at the 30. And Montero pulls him down in the sideline. So it goes for 7 yards. 2nd down and 3 at the 30.
Yeah, that was a 3-way exchange, quarterback to receiver, and then receiver back to receiver, and certainly near side here. What you got with that, you also got a Frank Harris block. He just got in the way. He didn't have to really throw shoulders or throw hands or anything. He just got in the way, and that allowed the runner to get up the field.
Now, I'll tell you one common denominator all these UTSA guys have. 6:10 to go. They lead 38-0. 2nd and 3 at the 30. Snap and a give to Daniels again. Sheds 1 tackle. Springs his way back to the right. Started by Garcia and finished off by McCord, but a 1st down. Gain of 5 yards. They all thrive on mixing it up. They love getting in your face. And we've seen, this goes back to our Larry Coker conversation.
You cannot get him out of your head.
But this year, it's different because they have the talent with the attitude now, not just the attitude.
But the attitude, see, they really haven't given you attitude. I mean, when they make the play. Well, no, what I'm saying is Larry Coker's guys, those guys talk trash. I mean, they talk a lot of trash during the course of the game.
More bark than bite.
Yes,
these
guys bite.
Exactly, that's my point there. 1st and 10 at the Rice 25. Right hash, Daniels the lone back. Hand off to him, straight up the gut. Thuds off a the backside of a lineman, springs his way to the right and jumps inside. The ball came out. The Owls trying to return it, but Daniels down after a 9-yard gain down to the 16-yard line. There's another down Owl on the field right now. Montero standing up asking for help for Kirk Lockhart, who's already in there for the injured Trayshawn Chamberlain. They are starting the wave here, and they got from bad to worse here.
Jason, you need to jump in there with him. But anyway,
let me tell you something else. I hate the wave.
You don't like the wave?
Oh, no, I hate the wave.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if they heard that on air, but go ahead and give your thoughts on the wave.
The wave is not conducive to a good sporting environment.
There you go. Oh, you're learning so much about me.
Oh, my goodness.
How good Matt Thomas? You see Matt Thomas's tweets?
I don't care. You know, I had Matt Thomas on.
I saw that.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care that you like the wave.
I've rattled him, folks.
Yeah,
I've rattled
you
him.
really have. I don't care that you don't like the wave. The fact that you don't like fantasy football, that is what's good to me.
Oh, not. And they're reviewing down on the field. So I think they're reviewing if this one was a fumble or not. By the way. 38-0, UTSA leads, 5:07 to go. And I believe you could hear that, but they said his forearm was down before that ball came out.
I thought he was down.
Yeah, UTSA will keep it at the 16-yard line, a 2nd and 1.
If they had changed the call, I would have been surprised. But I thought his arm was down. These guys are so talented. They're making it look easy. And just goes to coaching. You can have a lot of talented players. Go back to 2008 when Chase Clement was the starting quarterback at Rice. And I know you weren't there then, but I'm telling you, you're talking about guys who did everything mechanically. They did it so well.
UTSA with the rock, 2nd and 1, the Owls 16. Watson tight end, hand down left. Daniels the back. I don't think we'll see any more McCormick today. They hand to Daniels and keeps those legs moving across the left side. It picks up the first down to the 12-yard line. He got 4 yards. That's the Baker in there leading the charge on the tackle. Trey Schumann coming back in the game for the Owls. That's a good sign.
So I saw Haynes throw around one of the defensive linemen, and he looked at him. Remember, he's the one who is the nickname of Bull or Country.
Yeah, on the UTSA defensive side.
Yes.
UTSA offense has the ball at the Rice 12-yard line. Here's the snap, and Harris going to air it to the right corner of the end zone. Cephas a great catch back there, but he stay in, he did. This one will be reviewed. Outstanding. One-handed catch to haul it in like it comes in the family or something. Joshua Cephas puts UTSA at 44-9.
Well, you know why they did that. Houston. May as well give another highlight. They're up already. They were up before this last one, 38-0. And they give him something to send home to mom and dad.
4:08 of the third quarter. And about to tack it on to try to make it 45-0 here. And they do. And that try by Duplessis. 45-0 in favor of UTSA. 4:08 in the third quarter. We'll be back right after this. This is Rice Football from Mobile.
You need safe, reliable corporate transportation? You go Win. Win Transportation is one of the largest group transportation providers in Texas, a leader in charters, shuttles, and special events of all sizes. 5 people or 5,000. Win offers customizable team transportation with a wide range of motor coaches, minibuses, and vans. So, for safe, reliable corporate transportation, do like the Owls and go Win. Look at GoWin.com. GOWYNNE.com.
Attention Owls fans, you can now support Rice every day thanks to the Tap and Pay Plus mobile app. It's simple. You shop with Tap and Pay Plus, earn instant cash back along the way, and Tap and Pay Plus will donate back to Rice Athletics for you. Just go to the App Store and download Tap and Pay Plus, select Rice Athletics as your cause, and start rewarding yourself while supporting your school.
We are back, 45-0, UTSA, 4:08 to go, and UTSA's Duplessis kicks it over the head. The lost art of the kick return in college football. We will not see one of those. They have effectively legislated those out of the game for the most part, but that drive, good sir.
Yes, sir. 7 plays, 60 yards, took 406, 12-yard touchdown pass from Harris to Houston native and Decaney graduate, Joshua Wilson.
Owls with the football back, 4:08 to go. And McCaffrey staying out there at quarterback for the Rice Owls. On the scrimmage, the 25. It's a high toss to Myers, runs in the middle of that line. And they bring him down. Actually, a loss on the play. 2nd down and 11.
Oh, dear.
Play serving the Owls starting left tackle. Trying to cowboy up. He is standing up and waving off the trainers, but he has to come off for at least one play because they blew the whistle. But 27,515 screaming here today. The official attendance.
They're so close to the field, and the roof is very low. So because of the roof and the fans being close to the field, you get a much louder sound.
And an undefeated team to cheer for. McCaffrey out of this shotgun now. After that 1-yard loss, the 24-yard line. Quick throw left side, bobbled by Patterson and picked off. Down at the 20. And it will be UTSA possession. About 15 members of the UTSA guys have gone towards the end zone stands, and there's no flag. How is that not a flag?
Good timing.
Neither here nor there, but I don't understand that.
And celebration.
In the NFL, that's the new wave. They go to the camera and they pose. That looked exactly like one of those. Not to be old guy, you know what, they'll get off my lawn.
See, that's the
previous
thing.
play of an interception is under review.
So they'll look at this one.
I don't have a problem with you not liking it. I don't have a problem with you not liking what you're doing. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you, you don't like it. The only thing, again, that bothers me is
right. But they had 20 guys come on the field there. But you know what? That should be a flag.
We can have a discussion about that because I think celebrations. No. What I was going to say is this. Here's what I was saying. Just check out my point. Celebration should be legal in college football and in the NFL. When you take celebration out of it, you're taking the fun out of the game. I don't have a problem with celebration. But if it's 9,000 teams, if your teammates coming over to celebrate, that'd be a little much because then it becomes a safety issue.
And that's what we saw.
But to me, these guys are athletes, they're grown men, and the only people that are not safe down there.
The ball hit the ground. Therefore, it's an incomplete pass. It'll be 3rd down.
Heck of a play.
Sure. And so it'll be 3rd down and 11 now for the Rice Owls. Next broadcast of Rice Owls football in the Magic City of Birmingham. Your faithful audio companions will be emanating from the brand spanking new protected stadium. Still got that new stadium smell. 2:30 kick next Saturday, 2 o'clock Houston Methodist Hospital pregame. UAB has controlled the series recently, but you can listen to that one on the Rice Owls Game Day app, the Varsity Network app, riceowls.com. Rice at UAB, so the schedule does not get any easier for the Owls coming up.
It was a tough schedule to begin with, as we talked about earlier, and I think sometimes that can be the source of the problem. But look, you come out and play the best you can. No one expected this game to start nor finish. The game ain't over yet, but it's getting there.
McCaffrey gun, 3rd and 11 at the 24-yard line. And he'll have a keeper. Runs to the right, cuts it back up the middle, past the 30, and near a first down. Left foot, right foot. I believe they'll give this one to him up at the 35-yard line. He got 11 when he needed 11. And a first down for the Rice Owls, just their 7th first down of the evening.
Well, it worked. I mean, just when you thought a quarterback keeper on a run like that wouldn't work, it did work. So there's, and this is the part of the game when you start to see what kind of guys you have on your squad.
Owls are right to left. Bull, the tight end, in motion. Offset eye behind McCaffrey. Snap, a hand to Broussard. Got chipped behind the line, but kept moving forward after that bump from Wanchuku. Got about 3 yards. Second down at 7 at the 38-yard line for the Owls. Right to left, and the road whites and the gray pants and the blue helmets trailing big. 45-0 deficit here at UTSA. 2 and change to go in this third quarter.
So Ari Broussard now has 9 carries for 59 yards. He's rushed for better than anyone for the Owls today. Has not gotten tackled for a loss yet.
He's the long back as they put Pete in motion. The snap on the 2nd down and 8. Broussard trucking his way around the right end. Good to see Servin back in there. And Broussard gets stood up by Harmonson, who had the pick 6 earlier. Jones helping out on that tackle. They'll give him 2 yards on the play. 3rd down and 6, the 40.
Yeah, a little extracurricular activity, as we like to call it. After the play, the defender got a little too physical with Ari. Ari gave him a shove in the chest. I like the toughness of Ari. The fact that he runs hard, the after effects of that, you don't want to see that, but the fact that he runs hard, you got to like that.
It's officially 3rd down and 5 at their 40. 90 seconds left, third quarter. Here's the snap, and to Broussard, straight up the middle, and a flag comes in, and back to the 39-yard line. So it would have been a yard to go.
Holding, offense number 87, 10-yard penalty, remains third down.
Goes on Bradley.
That's tough on an offense, especially when you run a successful play, and Ari's given it all he's got. He actually had, what was that, nearly 9 yards on the run?
It would have been a 4-yard run.
Oh, I'm sorry, 4-yard run
okay.
there. I had to look at it again.
Minute 20, third quarter.
Replay
UTSA had a 31-0 lead at the half. They've had a pick 6 in each half. Cephas, 2 touchdown catches. McCaffrey the gun, 3rd down and 15 on the 30. Snap at his knees, looking middle, throwing middle. Caught by Patterson at the 30, then thrown backwards. I'd say his forward progress actually was the 31, but just a yard gain on the play. The tackle by Adrian Taylor, the former Shiloh Comanche, from down I-10 a bit. Roll it down at 14. Wow.
They got caught. And give it to them again. And, they get an opportunity to put some more points on the board. Already have 45. It's 45-0 in case you're wondering what the score is. And we're in quarter 3. But not for long.
Mendez back to punt. Takes the deep snap. And he'll flip up a backspin punt that comes to the right of Jones. It'll bounce out of bounds, though.
By Mendez goes out of bounds.
And mark it to the 27-yard line is where UTSA starts its next drive. 11 ticks left in this third quarter of play. Get a jump start on the Houston Methodist Hospital leaderboard. But UTSA 357 yards right now. Total yards. Their starting quarterback, Jake Constantine, left at the midway stage of the second quarter. But probably safe to say, and now they bring in their backup quarterback, Josh Atkins. But Constantine, the Owls UTSA was still in front of this game when Constantine was in there. A snap and a hand and a quick tackle by the Owls The line of scrimmage, the UTSA ball carrier brought down immediately.
That's the end of the third.
That's the end of the quarter. That was Jalen Lott getting his first carry. He said, so, fourth quarter coming up. All Roadrunners, UTSA 45 and Rice nothing. This is football from Learfield.
To show you how easy it is to file a claim with Geico, we hired a scary movie victim.
Oh no, a tree fell on my car, and there's only one thing to do. Trip over my own feet and pull myself
volume. Sorry to interrupt, but you filed a claim with Geico, so you've got a designated claims team to help you.
This Geico sounds suspiciously reassuring. Are you sure I don't end up getting surprised with an unexpected twist?
Just that your Geico team will always be there to keep you updated.
No!
What is it?
Oh, nothing. I just didn't see that coming.
Geico. Great service without all the drama.
It's a new season. Get ready for more men's and women's college sports excellence. Trophies will be awarded in June to schools who take the top spot in the 2021-22 Learfield Directors Cup. The winning institution in all competitive divisions. Follow your favorite team's progress as seasonal standings are announced at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at directorscup.org. The crowning achievement in college athletics.
Back in the Little Woodrow Studios, Ryan Stone here with you as we get in for a quick scoreboard update in top 25 action. Number 5, Alabama, back in form today as they're rolling up 21-3 on Mississippi State. They're just before the end of the first half. 3 games that are pretty much kind of around the same time frame. Number 22, NC State and Boston College tied at 7 early in the second quarter. Number 4, Oklahoma up on TCU 14-7 early second. And late first, Tennessee actually leading 13th Ole Miss 9-7. JP.
Al's next opponent and the Al's most recent opponents UAB blew out Southern Miss 34-0 in Hattiesburg. But looking at the Houston Methodist leaderboard stats, but I want to finish that nugget on Sanders Davis. He joined us on the Mike Bloomberg show. I don't know if you heard, Nate. Those are hosted at Club Runners. So coming back.
You're rubbing it in every opportunity you get now, huh?
But anyway, Coach Davis is from Baton Rouge, went to Catholic High School, ended up at Dartmouth, so he's got a noggin. He's a double major in microphysiology and American Lit, applied for med school, didn't really have a passion for it, and he wanted to teach, just teach. Dave Fertitta was a lifelong mentor of his and said, hey, you're going to coach too, right? He said, I guess. So he decides to coach offensive line because he was a center, a pretty good one at Dartmouth in the Ivy Leagues. But Sanders said, I didn't know I could do that. So he coached the offensive line. He got immersed in it. He watched a DVD from a coaching school from Mike Bloomgren, and he got obsessed with the line technique of the offensive line at Stanford, the gap scheme double team. Coach Davis was telling me, but later he was on a trip with some college buddies in California. He decided to send a blind tweet. Coach Bloomgren didn't know him. Coach Bloomgren answers the tweet, and then later they hook up. And a few times he flew out to Baton Rouge just to learn offensive line technique. Fast forward later on, we got the action coming up here, but he would keep going to the clinics. At the end of the 18 season, he became the GA, and now he's the head O-line coach as UTSA completes a pass to the left side, and that is over Kellogg. Just enough. 2nd and 10. He got 10 there right at the sticks for a first down. But how's that for perseverance and being in the right place at the right time, Sanders Davis?
Youth. Right place, right time, and a little bit of youthful ingenuity. He comes up with a tweet because he's out with his boys. All of a sudden, he comes up with a tweet. And,
hey, we're near.
Yes,
I'm going to tweet.
Mike Bloomgren respected that.
Yeah, and now he's the head O-line coach. So that was a 10-yard gain. So they've got 367 yards of total offense right now. Rice 85. As the backup quarterback Atkins hands to the left side, and back runs across the 40-yard line to the 42. This is young Jalen Lott from Carrollton in the Metroplex of Dallas. Went to Hebron High School. He's a Hawk. Got 7 yards there, 2nd and 3.
Don't think those guys will not be trying to score. I can tell you right now, Atkins is probably politicking to throw a deep pass right now. Would not surprise me at all. That's what he wants to do. And so you got a new running back in there too. He wants to go 60 if he can. And these guys want to get to the end zone. They don't care what the score is.
It's some of those Owl subs too in a bit. 2nd down and 3 at the 42. Snap to Atkins. A hand right side. Ball is loose, but the Roadrunners back. Daniels there with it.
Jalen Lott on the carry.
Jalen Lott, on that carry. So no gain. 3rd down and 4 coming up.
I'm sure Elijah Garcia didn't expect his homecoming to end this way, but that's just very unfortunate. I met his parents last night.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and Naeem's mom is here along with his grandmother, Naeem's grandmother. So his mom and grandmother are here.
Expect most of these play clocks to go within the 10-second mark. UTSA leading big, 45-0. They have the tight end Gavin Sharp from Rouse High School in Central Texas near Leander. Back to pass, looking right, throwing right. The pass is high from Atkins to his intended receiver along the right way, Trayvon Bradley, former Houston Cougar. 4th down and 4, and UTSA will punt it back to Rice.
I tell you, that again, everybody wants to get playing time. And probably a good idea at this point with the game at hand by UTSA, even though you never want to give up, to see some fresh young players from Rice out on the field as well. They need that experience.
Owls bringing the punt block on, but the punt by Dean is deep into the left of Fresh, and UTSA tracks it down to stop it at the 11-yard line. So the Owls take possession. We'll see if it's Luke McCaffrey or if TJ McMahon. Yes, McCaffrey walking out with the offense right now. And we have a timeout on the field. 12:34 to go. UTSA 45 and Rice nothing. This is Rice football from Learfield.
From the slightest bend to complex motions, your body is made to move. At Houston Methodist Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, our teams are using advanced technology and imaging to develop custom treatment plans, and our minimally invasive procedures can help you heal faster. We have the expertise to keep you moving because every movement matters. Find the care you need at locations throughout Houston. Houston Methodist, leading medicine.
The biggest schools.
Grabs in traffic, comes down with a touchdown. Touchdown, Alabama.
Ohio State.
LSU.
The biggest moments.
Incomplete. Michigan. Game over. Touchdown.
This is the College Football Rewind.
That had to be a great game to watch. I'll tell you, unbelievable.
Download on Sunday mornings on Apple Podcasts. Search College Sports Now.
Rice House football brought to you by Carbach Brewing Company, proudly brewed in Houston at 2032 Carbach Street. Carbach, it's crafted for serious fun. Ranch water name.
That'll take
that'll be some ranch water.
Take a nice
right now.
Take a nice little position right next to my my burger.
Yeah,
Carbach and I'd be set for life.
At least an hour or so, right? Owls pinned back to the 11-yard line to start. Actually mark the tip of the football at the 12. Or number 12, McCaffrey coming out. Cam Montgomery, the running back, got Suckley as a fullback. Owls have Bailey out wide to the right. Owls have not had much in the passing game today, just 36 total yards passing. Snap. For some reason, the music's still playing. A hand left to Montgomery, and he is brought down behind the line of scrimmage at the 11, 2nd down and 11.
Goodness, the way he came down. One tackle took him down. Came off the edge.
It's Avery Morris that brought that, had that hit. 2nd and 11, the 11. Owls trailing 45-0 here.
You're deep in your own territory. You better play 100% right now.
Bradley tied in right. Hand right Griffin. Nothing going up the middle. Keep trying that up the middle. They haven't been able to get anything on the outside either. It's just been tough going. They've got the top run defense in Conference USA, number 6 in the nation. You can see why here for UTSA.
They actually had some success with Lowry, though, early in the third quarter. And I was surprised to see that they went away from that. If you remember, the first 2 plays in a particular series, he had some pretty good success, and then they decided to run the ball with McCaffrey.
Out to the left is Patterson. They need 11 on third down here. They're only 2 of 11 on third down. Snap, McCaffrey to the right. Heaving it deep over the middle for Bailey. Dropped it at the 50. He got behind the defense, and he dropped the football. Alzer punt down.
He was distracted, though. And I credit McCaffrey for hanging in there. He was distracted a little bit, but do you know that's part of the receiver drill? Part of the receiver drill is to deal with distraction in front of the pass.
And, talk about the arms of the defenders.
Right. Arms of defenders, any kind of distraction as a pass is being thrown to you. And that time, just too much.
I could have gone for 6, but the Owls will punt it away again.
Will look good.
High punt to the left of Jones for UTSA. Lets it bump, and it scoots down the sideline out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
Runners take over.
So good boot there by Mr. Mendez again.
Many years ago, Tulsa had a returner, number 13, about the same size as his number 13. UTSA had about the same speed. He ended up playing for the Philadelphia Eagles.
64-yard punt there for Mendez. To make sure that math was right in my head, they confirmed that. Timeout on the field. 45-0 UTSA. This is Rice football from their field.
The lights, the sounds, the cameras, the electricity. If you can feel it, hear it, see it, chances are an IBEW electrician built it. The members of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 716 built the things that make Rice University and Houston great, and we want you to join us. Excellent training, fantastic benefits in retirement, and 0 student loan debt. Build a better career. To find out more, visit IBEW716.net.
Hey everybody, this is Mike Golick, and I'm back to host the second season of the Fan Exam live trivia game every Monday and Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Test your college sports knowledge against fans from around the country for the chance to win cash and prizes, including an unforgettable New Year's Day experience at the Rose Bowl Stadium in Pasadena. It's free to play in the brand new Fan Exam app or at thefanexam.com. Get ready to ace the test. Join us for the Fan Exam Season 2 every Monday and Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern.
45-0 UTSA leads Rice. Jason Metco down on the Rice South sideline.
Congratulations. The end game presentation, I could see why it's almost 80% capacity here in the lower bowl today. An electric crowd reminds me of North Dakota State in the Fargo Dome for the better part of the last 10 years. Bison, a very good team. Crowd showed up, made a lot of noise. Very similar here this season for the Roadrunners.
And my dad appreciates that comment, listening in Commerce America, North Dakota State grad. But yeah, it's...
Your dad's an ND State grad?
He is.
Unbelievable.
Here's the snap and a toss to the right side. And Roadrunners Bradley brought down at the 32-yard line. So 7 yards, second down and 3.
Little simple little screen pass. Nothing special about it. Very simple.
The quarterback Atkins, a senior from Verde, Texas, and a Smithson Valley kid, but went to New Mexico State. He had 20 starts at New Mexico State and transferred here, but could not unseat Harris in that starting quarterback role. We got a lot of depth in that quarterback room. 2nd and 3. UTSA 10-10 to go. The snap and a hand. Back clings his way up the middle, the 36-yard line. And they go deep. The depth shot, Kavarian Barnes gets that first down carry for the Roadrunners.
They all look good right now, JP. Every one of the UTSA players look good. 45-0.
Yeah, it started fast and furious. They led 17-0 after the first. They had 2 touchdowns and a field goal. They've had 2 pick sixes in this game and 2 Cephas touchdown catches. A hand to the right, and Barnes races for a first down around past the 45. First down to the 47-yard line. Down for 11 yards. And a UTSA first down.
Wow. That tells you just how much talent they have. I mean, look, this game is done. You know, and I won't say that the defense is let down. We've never seen a defense, a Rice House defense, that has just let down. 21-7. First downs.
The snap fake to Barnes, and Atkins is going to throw it. Now he decides to run it up the middle. Diving chase by Garcia. He can't get him. And then running to the right side, tackle out of bounds at the 41-yard line. Atkins fortunate there. A late flag was not thrown, but Baker really did a big number on him out of bounds.
You know, Atkins has a little speed there, JP. I don't know if you noticed that, but he had a defensive lineman coming from the blindside angle, and he outran the blindside angle. It's pretty fast.
8:18 to go. Right below us at the 42-yard line.
He's a senior, by the way.
Roadrunners with the blue tops, white pants, blue helmets. Sharp in motion, the tight end. Hard shotgun snap. Atkins going deep. Right side. Incomplete. Dunbar on that coverage. Near sideline reporter Jason Metco over there trying to get it to Bradley around the right end. Jason told me today his high school alma mater, South Lake Carroll.
South Lake Carroll.
He did not play football at Carroll, but he was in the area on that coverage. Okay, former Dragon, South Lake Carroll, number 3 team in 6A, he was telling me. Number 2? Yeah, you told me 3. Okay. Atkins shotgun, pistol set actually, 2nd and 10, under the 8-minute mark. Here's the snap. Hand again to Barnes, and Inchuku comes in and horse collars him and pulls him down at the 45-yard line. No call, that high tackle. Loss of 3 yards on the play, 3rd down and 13. So Nate, all about moving to UAB next week. And they've got to find something during the week against a defense that's no less imposing. They may not be as good as their 2018 dominant defense, but it'll be a tough one at UTSA. UTSA this week, but going to UAB next week.
Well, you remember in 2018 when we were there, how dominant that defense was. It's not really much different, to be honest with you. Bill Clark's done a phenomenal job there.
3rd and 13, Atkins looking to pass right, but Isaiah Floyd pushes him to the left, and he is brought down. A nice sack there by the Owls. I think they're going to give that credit to Piercy. Stopped at the 49-yard line. So 4th down and 18.
The one thing we know is that football players come back to play week in, week out. They look for something. So the coaches are going to have to look for something that's going to give this team an opportunity to compete at UAB. You do not want to get blown out 45-0. The 45 points, quite frankly, let's play out.
The punt comes, and back deep is Fresh, bluffs that punt, and it comes into the 5-yard line, and it's down. More tough field position for the Owls at the 7-yard line, trailing UTSA 45-0, 6:16 to go in this game. McCaffrey will come back in this game with a timeout on the field. Back after this. This is Rice football from
What if your preferred hospital could also be your primary care provider? At Houston Methodist, we go beyond hospital care, offering you everything from flu shots to well woman exams to managing your weight and cholesterol. And our primary care doctors and specialists are connected all across the city. So whatever the need, Wherever you live, we can be there for you.
Visit HoustonMethodist.org to find the care you need at locations throughout Houston. Houston Methodist, leading medicine.
Hey, it's JP here to tell you that, yes, there's more Rice Owls content out there for you to consume. Subscribe and download the official podcast of Rice Athletics, Rice Owls Insider. Rice Owls Insider provides a unique new look at a variety of head coaches, players, and other integral voices inside the Rice Athletics department. Plus, you can find archived coaches shows as well. For the best in Rice Owls content, subscribe to Rice Owls Insider, the official podcast of Rice Athletics. Available on Apple, Stitcher, and Spotify. 45-0, UTSA leads Rice here. 6:16 to go in this ball game. UTSA, you know, a crazy thought. You're going to hear what I'm thinking right now. And I talked about it before the game with whoever else Benko. I was like, who was I saying that to? Not as an insult to Benko. Nate, we live in a world where UTSA could be a ranked team and Texas could not.
Yeah, because Texas was ranked 25 today. But look, that's right. But Oklahoma State was ranked 12. Okay?
I'm just saying.
And Oklahoma State did beat them. But the thing is, again, we talked about this in the pregame. They've got to get past Clemson. Let's see, hold on. I got it right here.
We have action now. They putting on the readers there to do some research.
I've got it.
I got to.
I've already done the research.
Here's the snap, hand to Griffin. No, I know you have. Here's Griffin spinning around to the left end. It's a 1st and 10 play. And he is brought down by the Roadrunners. Ryan Shockney from Rosenberg, Texas, a Houston area kid. 6 minutes left, 2nd and 5.
Mark Consolidated. Okay, so Baylor, to put this in perspective for you, UTSA received 22 votes. Baylor received 62. Clemson 63. Auburn 106.
As the 25th ranked team.
Yes.
Okay. So in one poll,
they got to get through. That's AP poll.
Here's the snap, McCaffrey handing right to Griffin. Nowhere to go. They have not had any running game to go all day, and he is strung out wide to the right side. And Tyler Monke, the senior from San Jose, California, but went to high school in Austin and Round Rock, brings it down. 3rd down and 8 at the 10.
Now here's the other thing. Strength of schedule. Okay, so they're going to look at those teams and determine whether or not, who'd you play?
That'll be down. The strength of schedule will be down the list.
Yeah, who'd you play? And I mean, if they play stronger teams, then they'll get the better consideration. And so it's still going to be tough for UTSA to get ranked in the top 25, AP top 25.
McCaffrey shotgun, twins left, hand to Griffin, right up the gut. Nothing going there. Moves those feet to the right side. And brought down by Asira Simon. Played for Coach Stump out of Tascasita there at Humble. Short gain brings up a 4th down and 5. So we got 3 yards on that day.
Another ranked team, Tascasita. Ranked 12th, last I checked, in the state of Texas. You got so much talent right there in the Houston area. And schools throughout Texas are taking advantage.
Owls have averaged 1.8 yards per play today. Deep snap coming to Mendez. Takes a step up, punts it from his 2. Punts a knuckleball deep to the new return of the 45. Now into Rice territory, and Broussard squishes him down at the 40-yard line. That new returner was Cam Peters from Stafford. And there's a timeout on the field. 4:03 to go. We'll keep it here. UTSA 45. And Rice nothing here. Again, the next broadcast of Rice coming up on Saturday against the UAB Blazers. Be on air at 2 o'clock there. Can't wait to check out the new digs there for in Birmingham and Protective Stadium. They're having the World Games there. The next World Games coming up, I believe, in 2024. But I have something to confess to you. Among just going to pile on there the things.
Among the fact that you don't like the wave, you don't like fantasy football.
No, you misspoke. I can't stand the wave.
Oh, well, I get
and I strongly dislike fantasy football.
Pretty much the same.
But hey, play your fantasy football. That's fun.
No. I'm teasing you. Go for it.
I know. What do you have? You could say. Now I forgot. But anyway, that's the type.
Oh no!
No. What I was going to say is, dare we try? Again, you sitting down. Dare we try somewhere else besides Dreamland?
No.
Walter, I look back to the back row for you.
No way.
Okay.
What are you even thinking?
Well, I'm just saying, I go to Birmingham a lot.
And?
Put that on my bragging montage, Metco.
And?
I've been to Dreamland a bunch. And? So I'm thinking we can try something else.
Right?
Full Moon? That's great barbecue.
Oh, no. Okay. I got you. Okay. So have you been there?
I've been to a bunch of places, yeah. The Breakfast Original Pancake House. Maybe you try that if you're not in a sleep coma like you were this morning.
Hey, that was a rough week.
Yeah.
Astros are just crazy. But anyway, we'll do something like that next week.
We'll discuss.
Yeah.
I will not blow away if I don't have my Dreamland. Okay, we'll go. He gave me the Facebook, YouTube folks watching it. Saw that nasty look he gave me. Josh Atkins. Here's the shotgun snap. Short field at the 40. And they hand it right in. Barnes is corralled around the 37-yard line. Got 3 yards in that play. Second down at 7. Under 4 minutes to go. UTSA leads big, 45-0 over Rice.
I don't know what they're eating here in UTSA, but these players, I tell you what, you look at the rest of their schedule, and I'm going to do that right now. You look at the rest of their schedule, and they've got
La Tech next. They go to Ruston next week.
At Louisiana Tech, winnable. At UTEP, winnable. Southern Miss, winnable. UAB,
tough one.
Boom. That's it right there. Then at North Texas.
The snap. Hand to Barnes, and a hometown kid, Elijah Garcia, brings him down. Only a gain of a yard. You obviously hate this result for the whole Owls team, but you feel it for Elijah, too, playing in front of his family and friends, and they're so keyed up.
The Rice Owls at UAB, North Texas, at Charlotte, Western Kentucky, UTEP, and Louisiana Tech. Mm-hmm. And Western Kentucky has the #1 offense in Conference USA.
Yeah, Bailey Zappi, one of the top passing quarterbacks in the nation.
Yep.
From our HBU QB. Third down and 6. The snap. Hand to Barnes. He will try to zigzag his way across the 35, but he is stymied there. A lot of the Owls starters still out there. We do see Aiden Ciano, a true freshman from Salina, Prosper High School. He's out there in the linebacking corps. But fourth down and 6, and UTSA does not have its punting team out there. It's at the 36-yard line.
I tell you what, I look at the players on the field right now. And
see Elijah
players.
Inachuku's still out there. Garcia's still out there.
Yep. And Floyd is out there. And I tell you what, that's a big D-line.
2 seconds, 1 second on the clock, and UTSA calls time.
UTSA first, 30 seconds.
The text from Buddy Doug Malcolm just now. He says, JP, great note on your pop. We're talking about my dad. We're talking about him going to, y'all referenced North Dakota State.
Yes.
Been on, talked about this on other broadcasts. He's joined me for a few baseball games, but he played baseball at North Dakota State.
Did he that?
Yeah, he played basketball and baseball.
Very nice.
He's a baller.
Two-sport star.
Yeah. Oh, he played. He was on the team.
Oh, give him credit, JP.
He'll tell you, he'll shun his accomplishments. But anyway, good to hear from you, Dougie. Miss you too, man. A tough one for the Owls here today as UTSA leads 45-0. As they're still going to go for it here, and a fourth down and 6. Right to left, UTSA. about to get their 7th straight win. Their school record 6-game winning streak going on right now. They're going to win 10 of their last 11 games. Atkins hit hard as he throws it deep left side, incomplete, trying to get it to Jones inside the 5. And the Owls will get the football back. But this will be their 7th straight win at home. And if Traylor's got it up and running here, it will not take him long.
The Owls from Gilman got it done. Shout out to Doug Malcolm also. I got a text from him. Yeah, he and Brett Wagner.
He had a little bit of time between his Gilmer time, but he was an associate head coach at Arkansas and SMU, spent 2 seasons at Texas. But yeah, Coach Traylor, a legendary high school coach at Gilmer. Traylor Stadium, named after him, had 3 state titles for the Buckeyes, 4-time state coach of the year. I'm blanking on the character from Friday Night Lights. Kyle Chandler played, but he's got that type of Friday Night Lights aura around him from a coaching standpoint. This run by Griffin goes to the right side, up to the 39-yard line. 1:20 left, clock ticking.
Remind me which character that was. I've watched Friday Night Lights.
It was the head coach. Well, Gary Gaines is the real-life coach in real life. The book was Bissinger.
I thought the
Pulitzer Prize winning.
Friday Night Lights was the actor.
Kyle Chandler was the actor, but I'm blanking right now on the name of the character in there. Any help, Facebook? Facebook, come on, be good for something out there. Here's the snap. And
Facebook is good for a lot.
Facebook's terrible. There's another opinion.
Oh my God.
Toss to the right side. It's good for our viewing habits. We like that, but toss to the right side. No, I'm just kidding. Gotta see if they're listening out there.
Eric Taylor. Thank you, Brian.
Taylor. Thanks.
He who doesn't like the wave, nor fantasy football, nor barbecue, nor
23 seconds left to be one of the final plays. The Owls will get out of here and head back down I-10. Here's the snap. McCaffrey turn, hands to Griffin, running left side, 45, and up near the 50. Got the first down. 8 seconds left, 7 seconds left. We'll hear from Dunleavy Family head football coach Mike Bloomgren coming up here in a little bit. That'll do it. UTSA controlled this one from the start to the finish. And they got a 7-0. Unwon the 3-0 inside big play. Rice drops to 2-4. They're at 1-1 in conference action. They controlled it from the jump.
They really did. I remember thinking they gave them the possession of the ball. Rice deferred and decided to go in the second half. We'll talk about that in a second.
Let's go down there.
Down to you.
Coach with Metco right now.
Coach, appreciate the time after this one. I know it's tough to go to swallow early. What's the message to the guys after something like this?
Yeah, they're the best team in our conference, I believe. And we didn't play well enough to hang with the best team in our conference today. We had too much error. It's not like an effort. It's too much error. And we got outplayed and outcoached. And that hurts. That really hurts. Our fans deserve better, and we got to give them better. So we'll pull this thing together on Monday. We'll let this thing burn and sting for a day, and then we'll get back to work.
Appreciate it, Coach. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Guys, back up to you.
More coming up on our Little Woodrow's postgame coming up. UTSA 45, Rice nothing. This is Rice football from Deerfield.
The lights, the sounds, the cameras, the